So this is my actual dial tracker from last week, not the current week. I made 633 phone calls. I booked 25 appointments and or one call closes. To me, an appointment and one call close, I just blend them into one thing. I presented to 16 people and I sold 11 policies. That was my week. So this is the blank one. We're going to share this with you guys. This is also like the client worksheet that I use. I fill out by hand information every time I'm talking to everyone. And then when I'm done, whether I miss it or sell it, I take a picture of it, airdrop it to the computer, and I attach it to a file so I can look up any client I've ever spoken to ever and see information on them. Appreciate you guys getting on. I am going to cover all kinds of today. What I did, and one, I appreciate y'all's patience. I was early, along with the 15 of you that were early, which I appreciate. The other 40 whatever were late. So I was like, shit, let's give them a few minutes to get in. So certainly we record it. We'll send this stuff out later as well. And what I've done on these, and my team does it actually, is they take, when y'all register, we have the little question on like what you want to know. And people ask all kinds of shit, which is cool. I like seeing, I actually read every one of them when they come in to kind of see what people are struggling with, what y'all want to learn. But I can't take 150 people and talk about all of it. So we throw it in ChatGPT and generalize it and go, what's the top things everybody wants to know? So that's kind of the way I've structured the call is to kind of go over in general what most people want to know. Along the way, if you have questions, you can certainly type them in. I'll do my best to multitask and read some of them. And then if we got time, depending on how much I talk, because sometimes I don't shut up, I'll open it for Q&A. When do I have something next, Amanda? What's my next? I don't think I have anything right after this, do I?
No, you don't.
Dope. All right, so I might mess up and talk a little while. Cool. So if y'all have questions at the end, some of you that aren't afraid to unmute, you certainly can. And for those on camera, I certainly appreciate it because I enjoy seeing your faces and participating versus the black screens. It actually means a lot to me. So what I kind of want to talk about, what we're going to start with is like, I think when I look at all the questions and things people want to know about, you start looking at it, it's a lot of fundamentals. And most of the answers, I feel like a lot of you know what the answer is in terms of like where you need help, or like people ask like, how do I get out of my way? How do I stay consistent? How do I buy leads consistently? How do I make more sales? And I don't feel like I'm going to say anything necessarily magical today about that, but I feel like a lot of y'all overcomplicate it and come up with some type of excuse for yourself where you don't take action on things you know you need to take action on. And so as I start looking at like why most agents don't win, why they fail, or why they quit, I don't truly think it's because you're bad at what you do. I think it's a combination of not believing in yourself, and I think there's an overwhelming percentage of you that don't install like daily standards for yourselves. Meaning no matter what, Addie, no matter what today, I'm going to do X amount of activity. Like no matter what. And if you miss for a day, life happens. It punches us all in the face sometimes. Cool. Can you just put it in place immediately the next day? You know, you can give yourself grace. You're allowed. Like it's never going to work out perfect. It don't work out perfect for me. You know, and I share everything I do. I'm doing a lot of calls now. I'm selling a bunch of insurance again, just to show, just quite frankly, how easy it is to make money in telesales. It's obnoxious how easy it is. What's up, Cedric? Good to see you, dude. It's wildly, to me, I think, whoa, I like seeing all the people. Hold on, let me move that. I don't care what you just did, Amanda. I'm going to move it on my end. No, you can leave it big.
I fixed it.
No, I just like to, I don't care if it's big for them, if I change it on my side, will I just see everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, you can make it big for them.
Okay.
I like seeing everybody. I'll just change it.
If not, you get lost in the sea.
No. Hit it. Yeah, do what you just did. I can change it on my side. I like it that way too, but I want to see people. So I changed it on my end. Giovanni, you can still see me big now? Perfect. Dope. I see everybody still. I lost my train of thought a little bit, but you know, I'm out there selling a bunch now. I issued 40K in December. So my wife last night made fun of me, Amanda, because we posted that thing that was like, hey, join my team and come beat me because it's embarrassing that I'm selling more than everybody. And then we released week 1 issue paid and I'm in like 12th place because I took 2.5 weeks off from selling. Not 2.5 weeks off from working. I just had a lot of shit going on. And I traveled for like 10 days straight. I was doing some business stuff. I went to multiple states, multiple events. I had a bunch going on. So I took 2.5 weeks off, got back on the phones. Was it last week? Last Tuesday, still sold 15K for the week. And then back on this week, I think I'm at 10K already this week. And I will pass the people on our issue paid leaderboard for sure. I promise you I'm going to pass you guys. And what I want to do with this thing is like some of the themes for today, and I'm going to kind of glance down at the notes because I have like 5 pages of notes here, is one of the things that I believe in heavily is that activity creates clarity, right? And for me, what I know, I'm a big tracker. I track all kinds of stuff, and I'm going to share a few things in a minute. But again, I think activity for me creates clarity, meaning if I have enough activity, some result always happens with X amount of activity, meaning X amount of phone calls always means X amount of people answer. On average, X amount of answers always means, I'll use Y. X amount of answers means Y amount of presentations. X amount of presentations equals Y amount of sales. X amount of sales equals Y amount of chargebacks. Right? There's always activity equals something. The question is, do you know yours? I know mine inside out. I know all my numbers. I know exactly how much activity on average I need to equal said result. I know that over the last 4 months, I make a sale on average every 73 phone calls. That's what John Wetmore's number is. It's just what my number is. And my average sale is about $1,800. So if I go on a streak, which I did the other day, and I'm going to share some like live tracking stuff that I do in a minute. If I go on a streak where I actually did it twice this week. Last night I was talking to some of my crew. I don't remember. One of y'all can correct me if I don't get the number right. But I think I was on a streak where I had like 250 dials where I think I had like 2 people answer, only a few people answer the phone. I missed a couple presentations. I made no sales in like 250 dials. I'm like, I'm definitely getting one soon. I left the office at like 6:45 last night. I think it was, Amanda, because I had a 7 o'clock. I left at 6:45, went straight home, shoved some food in my mouth for 4 seconds, got on. The very next phone call I sold. Maybe part of it was my confidence because I knew the number and I'm going to things confident instead of negative. I go into it positive instead of negative because I know my numbers. I'm like way overdue for a sale, right? And so for me, activity creates clarity for me. I think next, repetition creates confidence. When you have a lot of repetition, I'm very confident. I'm not confused at how easy I could go sell 10 grand, 15 grand, 20 grand. I could sell 30 grand in a week. I know I could. I would just have to back in. I'd have to do a lot of phone calls. But if someone can do the math, do 30 grand. If I make a sale, well, it'd be a lot. Let's say I got to make 30 sales for that. If you go 30 sales times 73 dials, 30 times 73. What's that? 2,100. If I made 21, 22, 2,300 phone calls, I'd make 30 sales. I just know I would. Over the course of a month, that's what happened. So if I wanted to make it happen this week, I would just do that much activity in a week instead of a month. Right? And you all can look at that stuff the same way, but 99% of agents I ask, what are your numbers this week? 99% don't know. You don't know how many phone calls you make. You don't know how many pickups you have. You don't know how many leads you bought. You don't know, nothing about your business.
I have a question.
And it will go for it. Hell, okay. Let's go.
So when it comes to dialing, I think that's where I struggle with is like, cause you really you just said you do 250 and then you're like, hey, you know what? Okay. I didn't get a call. No one answered the phone. You're going to go for it again. That mindset though is so tricky for me. Like I can't seem to just sit there and like lock in and know that there's something going through. So my question to you, like, do you use like a dialer or do you do it you're manually dialing people?
I hate dialers. I hate them. I just hate them. I hate them. I don't like them. I have tested
Okay.
both, and I
Yeah.
can make more phone calls on a dialer. I get significantly less pickups. Even with the local calling number, all the
Yes.
bullshit
Yeah.
that's out there that they marketed, that's all horse shit. I promise your cell phone will work better than anything else. Giovanni does the same thing. Him and his whole team, we dial with our cell phone. I just recorded a podcast with Dylan Smith. He's a 20, I think he's 23. It's one you definitely got to watch, Giovanni. It was fire. It was my favorite podcast I've done. I think we're at, will that actually be episode 100, Reese? And I know I'm sidetracking Amanda.
Yep. Yeah.
It literally is. So it worked out perfectly. He made $175,000 or some obnoxious number net after expenses last month. His whole team is a bunch of 20-year-olds sitting in an office dialing. Every single one of them use cell phone.
Wow.
Every
Do you
single
have
one of
like a business phone number line on your
I
cell?
just use the same
Your
phone I call
personal-
my mom on and
Wow,
Amanda on and my
okay.
wife on. I do nothing. I just don't overcome. And I do this stuff to show you guys you don't have to do shit
Okay.
outside of just calling people to make money. And I would argue after testing it for a few months, I'd argue this has significantly better results. Significantly better results for me. It's not even close. Now, do I use, and again, I'll actually get into some of the details of the dials on things I use, because I think I have some notes on part of what I want to say. I do. Every once in a while, I will use like, what's that thing called, Giovanni? That app that you did call with? Sideline. If I get blocked and I just can't get through to someone, I use it. If I make 500 phone calls in a week, 50 of them are with Sideline. I mean, it's almost never, to be honest. I'm also a big fan of, I know my numbers so well, I don't have to spend a lot of time tracking people down. Like if I can't get someone, if I have to call someone 58 fucking times to get them to answer, I'd rather just call new leads. Now, if you don't have the money to play that game, you're going to have to call someone 58 times. Now, I call people a lot. But if it's like call Steve again for the 40th time this week or call Mary who just filled one out, I'll pay to call Mary because I know I'll make money faster there. I can make money here, but it's slower money. I'll pay to make money fast. Now, for me, the way I do it, and some of the guys are probably on here, I get to buy my time back, so I pay extra for leads. And I'm only putting in about, I looked at it last night, about $6,000 a month in leads, and that's with me testing all kinds of lead types. I've spent $950 on leads this month so far, and I've written like 25 grand. Now I have overflow, I have inventory, I have leads coming in from all angles, and I've been doing this a long time. When I get someone on the phone, I'm probably better than you. It just is what it is. But if I rewind to where you are today, it was that thing we messed up the other day. When I was where you are, were, whatever, however the hell we say it, Reese, I probably sucked worse than you do today. I just stopped giving a shit about the emotional stuff. Why? Because I understood it was a numbers game. It drives me mental when people post on the internet and they're like, insurance is not a numbers game. Bullshit. Call double, tell me you won't make more sales. And it becomes completely numbers to me. Do I care about the clients? Yeah, I mean, I don't want to put them in a bad spot. Does what we do get my rocks off and get me out of bed every day? No, it's the money. I'm not mad. I like what we do for people. But if it paid me minimum wage, I promise I wouldn't do this. And if picking up horse shit paid me $1,800 every 42 minutes, I would do that. You know what I mean? For me, it's how many reps can make me money. And I learned how to just ignore the noise because when I look at activity versus deposits, X amount of activity equals Y amount of money. The Y amount of money includes all the bullshit in the middle you hate. So I've learned how to just block that out of my world. It doesn't mean I don't get emotional in the moment, because I do. Ask Amanda, ask Reese, ask Javon. I lose my shit some days. I get frustrated when I get 9 no-shows in a row, when I'm booking appointments sometimes. I get frustrated when I miss 4 or 5 sales in a row. I just don't let it linger. That's the only difference between you and I. I just move on. I get mad. And then I go, you're a dipshit. It's the numbers. You get 73 phone calls. Just make more calls. Just go. So I'll move on to the next thing. And this is where, again, activity creates clarity. Reps create confidence. Standards remove emotion. So standards, meaning I'll make a minimum. I hear this a lot. I had Erica, I can't say her last name, Geck, I think is her last name. I had her on the podcast the other day, which would probably be out in a few weeks. And hers was, I believe, daily, they have to hit two out of three of the following: 500 phone calls a day, 5 full presentations, or 2 sales. They're going to hit 2 out of 3 of those a day. So meaning if I don't make 2 sales, I'm definitely making 500 phone calls. You know what I mean? It just, and they don't stop until they hit 2 out of 3. And if you can't meet those standards, make your own. Now, I like to push people. I wish we recorded our call earlier, Giovanni. I hope, did you record that shit?
The Zoom? Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah. There you go. I told you, Reese, you'd have that shit recorded. I like to challenge people. I push people's limits, meaning, and I'm psycho, Victoria. I don't think we've ever met before, have we? You don't look familiar. I don't think we've met like in person, have we?
Right. Yeah. No, sorry.
Okay.
No, I'm just like real into looking up all the people on YouTube. And
I'm a lunatic and I'm broken in a lot of ways.
I've watched like 5
me,
videos. You're good.
I look at it and go, if someone had a gun to my head, if I stopped dialing, they would shoot my most loved family member. After 200 phone calls, would you then stop? If that were the consequence.
Right.
You wouldn't.
No. Yeah.
Which means you can control your emotion given the circumstance. You can control your behavior given the circumstance. I've just learned how to do it without a gun to my head. I put my own gun to my own head. Metaphorically.
Right. I know it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's like a man thing. I don't want to say
It's
that,
not.
but like, I feel like, I feel like, dude, I can do
There's
this.
some
Like,
savage females that in this business. There's some savage, and I'll be honest, females sell, the ones I know are better at this. They sell more. They're hard. There's some that crush it in our space. So it's definitely not a guy thing.
Okay.
It's
That's
definitely
good to
not.
know.
And
That
to be
was like,
honest,
I feel like we have our
there are
excuses,
some
like,
there are some
kids
dudes
and-
that are complete and total, excuse my language, complete and total pussies. I love you. There might be some in here. I apologize. I see some of you covering your mouth. I apologize. Sometimes
when
I
it
lose
comes
my
down
mind.
to just your voice, girls have a little bit of an advantage on the phone.
Yeah, I mean, we could argue either way. I just think that most of it's mentality. It's, I mean, it's again, there's pros and cons to both sides. So it's like, what's your deal? What's your activity? What are your reps? What are your standards daily? For those of you that have followed me for a while, I've helped build this agency up to over $200 million in paid annual premium per year. We have over 5,000 agents a year that sell, and I am rebuilding. We're building a new base shop, helping people build big agencies, get to multi 7 figures in income, or producers that want to just sell and get to a multi 6-figure sales career. Hit me up. I'm hiring direct. I'm looking to train and mentor winners that want to work their ass off and build something dope. Click on the link below, or you can go to johnwetmore.com/join and put in your application. We'll see if I'd be interested in working with you. DM me, hit me up, whatever you like. Okay. So for me, as we start doing this thing, I'm going to try to share this now, Reese. Again, I'm a big fan of tracking stuff. I'm going to share my live. All right, let me see if I can share this and not mess it up. And I'm impressed you're not down here to save me, which means you have confidence in me. Chrome. All right. Can y'all see that? Oh, do you have the real one, Reese? Can you put in the real one, bro? Oh, fuck, you can't do that. I want him to see this one. If you can somehow do that, that would be freaking phenomenal. Hold on, let me unshare this. And I'll skip to the next thing if you're coming down. Yeah, thank you. I would absolutely. Oh, he needs to probably scan this in, huh?
He's coming to take a picture of it.
Yeah, dope. I'm going to share like a live one in a minute. So I'll skip that section now. And I'm going to share some tracking stuff with you in a minute. So I'm going to give you, what spot do I want to skip to? I'm going to skip to some dialing stuff, some like dialing tactics, right? For me, here. And you can only put it in the front page if you want. I don't give a shit if it's both or not. Speed over perfection. Speed over perfection. Speed over perfection. So the speed and the pace at which you dial is very important. Having the perfect phone script doesn't matter if you make 42 phone calls a day. If you take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes between phone calls, dude, you're going to lose. If you're taking a few minutes between phone calls, I can make 5 more phone calls every couple minutes than you. Over the course of a day, I'm making hundreds more phone calls. Over the course of the week, I'm making thousands more phone calls. Even if you're better than me, I will sell more. I'm getting to more people. I don't leave voicemails. Why? They take 30 seconds each. What's the point? Do you think anyone's going to actually call you back? Hi, this is John calling about the life insurance. No one's calling you back anyway. I test it just for fun on video to prove to you no one calls me back. It's a complete and total waste of time. If you leave 30 voicemails a day, I'm like, you could have just called 30 more people. You know, do you need to do something here?
You can keep going.
I can keep going? Sweet. Yeah, let me move this because it gets in their faces. Right? So speed to me is important. Pace is even more important. Meaning how many calls per hour are you making? That's very important to me. I like to track how many we make per hour. Oh, it's a little watered down. It's okay. I can make it work though. It's good enough.
As good as I can do.
It's okay. Yeah, on short notice with me just winging it all. No, you're good. I fucking love it.
Share it. It's the same Chrome.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, I'm going to give the other tips after then. All right, I'm going to go back to the sharing this tracking thing so I can stay in order. So Chrome. So this is my actual dial tracker from last week, not the current week. And I had 2 pages. So I'm neurotic. You guys don't have to get this neurotic. I'm actually going to share this with you guys. There's a blank one, which if I switch tabs, you see the blank one right around me? All right, cool. So this is the blank one. We're going to share this with you guys. This is also like the client worksheet that I use. I fill out by hand information every time I'm talking to everyone. And then when I'm done, whether I miss it or sell it, I take a picture of it, I airdrop it to the computer, and I attach it to a file so I can look up any client I've ever spoken to ever and see information on them. And so I write it down in case I got to switch carriers, in case I mess something up. And I like to have all their info. So I write everything down. But if I go back to the dial tracker, again, you don't have to be as neurotic as me, but I'm absolutely neurotic. So you can see these different at the top, the little, I don't know what you call that, the key, if you will, like what means what. So all the slashes and circles and dots and triangles, and they just mean things to me. You do not have to be this neurotic. The simpler, the better. I've been doing this a long time, and the more I do it, the more information I want to know. So in short, the little slashes are just a phone call. It's very easy. Every time I make a phone call, it's 1. If I triple dial, they get 3 because I made 3 phone calls. If you see any that are circles, like or an X, like this plain X right here, I don't know if you can see the little scroll, the mouse thing on my screen, or if I only see that. But if you look where next to the 150, like 3 or 4 to the left, there's a red X. That just means they picked up. So anywhere there's just a plain X, that just means someone picked up the phone. Okay. If I circled the X, that just means I booked an appointment. Okay. Really simple. If you see the scribble as shit, sometimes it looks like a star, sometimes it looks like a $sign because I vary how I do it. I like doing the $sign, but then Reese made it kind of a star, so I do both. That means I made a sale. Okay. If you see the little drawn in rectangle in the bottom right corner, that means I called them by FaceTime audio. And sometimes you can see an X next to the FaceTime audio, which means that got them to pick up the phone, where regular dial did not. Okay. And then if you look on the left side of the dials, and all this is going to be recorded, all of it's going to be sent to you guys. So don't freak out. Don't panic. You can copy what you want. Again, I'll recommend the simpler, the better for you at the beginning. On the left side, in that kind of left-hand column where you see like on the first one, 1-1-1, all that means is I got 1 person to pick up. I made 1 presentation and or booked an appointment. And then I made 1 sale. I like to look at every 25 phone calls and see stuff. So if you kind of glance down the left-hand side, you can see very rarely, almost never, do I make 25 phone calls and someone not pick up. And more often than not, it's 2, 3, or 4 people that pick up every 25 phone calls. I'm 100% sure y'all don't know this shit. Right? And then so if I look at like column, or 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 people picked up. I booked and or presented to 2, and I sold 2. It's just kind of the way the numbers worked. Okay. And then if you look on the right-hand side where it says 25, 12, 9, those are just the totals for that 250 dials. So on my first 250 dials, I had 25 people pick up. I booked and or presented to 12, and I sold 9 policies in my first 250 phone calls. Pretty freaking good. Now, on my next 250 phone calls, it says 1100. So I got 11. Is it 11? Yes, 11. I got 11 to pick up. I presented 0 and I sold 0. So my first 250 calls, I killed it. My next 250 calls, I had nothing happen. And there's actually a second page to this that I didn't include because I told Reese to not include it. But I made 633 phone calls for that week. I booked 25 appointments and or 1 call closes. To me, an appointment and 1 call close, I just blend them into one thing. So 25 attempts, if you will. I presented to 16 people and I sold 11 policies. That was my week. You know? And for me, I can just scroll through the numbers and kind of see what it looks like. You can see at the top, it's really busy, and at the bottom, it's not so busy. And you see this up and down. Here's some proof for the dialer thing. This is actually a really good week. You see the up and down straight? That means I used a dialer. You see where I wrote it in red, up and down dialer? This section where it's all red, straight lines, those are all dialer phone calls. And as you can see, almost no one picked up and I didn't sell a policy.
Wow. Sorry, I'm like in shock right now. That's crazy.
Yes.
Dang, you're speaking truth right now. Oh, have you heard of the wave dialer?
Yes, I hate them all.
Okay.
I've tried them
Okay.
all. I hate all of them. I've used Phone Burner, I've used Ringy, I've used Wave, I've used Connect.
Okay.
I've used them. I hate them all.
Amazing.
You just won't convince me I can't make more money on my cell phone. You will not convince me because I prove it to myself all the time.
And then are you going to talk about times on times when you do it? Like, do you have like a time slot that you prefer dialing?
When I'm awake.
Okay.
That's
You're
it.
like-
I'm a 7 a.m. kind of guy, and my latest sale this week was 11 p.m.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting.
If a
Good.
lead comes in at 11 p.m., I call it. If I'm available to call. If I'm doing something where I'm not available to call, if I'm asleep, I don't care. But if they filled something out and they reached out to me at 11 p.m., why can I not then reach out to them at 11 p.m.?
Okay. And you try to do a 1 call close when you call them back? or
Meaning,
you-
like, Amanda's husband is like a firefighter, right? I was trying to say the fancy word. What do you call it? What's that word?
Firefighter.
No. The fancy word where the police, fire, there's a
First
there's a
responder.
general. Yeah, first responder. I don't know why I was going to use that word
Emergency
first.
response.
That's why I got stuck, right? Can you imagine if someone was like, their house is burning down and her husband was like, 11 p.m. is too late. We don't do business that late. It'd be dumb as shit. I had someone yell at me this week for calling them on a Sunday. They're like, I don't talk to people on Sundays. I was like, I bet you go to the store and buy shit and talk to the people who are working on Sundays to convenience you. I bet you have no problem talking to the people who work on Sundays when it helps you. She was like, can you call me tomorrow? I was like, yeah, no problem. I just wanted to point that out to you, how stupid that is. Nicely, of course. You know what I mean? I just don't buy into the BS a lot of you buy into. I sold a policy on Thanksgiving Day this year. I sold a policy on Christmas Eve this year. We had agents sell a policy on Thanksgiving Day this year.
What leads?
I just was traveling. Here's, you know what leads I use? All the ones you all say suck. Those are the
And I
ones
told
call.
my upline that. I said, so that's what convinced me to look into you. I'm like, wow, the fact that you say that, I'm like, you know what? I'm making excuses to not use
Send me a lead. I'll call it and make money. Send me your leads.
Yeah.
Send me the leads that you can't make money on. Me
Right.
and my team will make money on them. And we'll let you know which ones we close.
Ugh, that would hurt my heart. I'll be like, no, I
would
worked so
love
hard
to
on
do
these
it.
leads.
Anyone on here that thinks they are doing their best with their leads and they can't be
Yeah.
closed, send them to me. I will do it live on video. I'll record it and it will be my next YouTube video.
I'll send you some
pro-
just to see that.
Send them. Let's do it.
I
Send it.
believe you,
Giovanni, you in? Dude, we'll
Yeah.
light it up.
You know I'm in, bro.
I will light it up. Please send them to me.
Let's do it.
Who
John.
was that? Sam? I'm 100% in,
Yes,
dude.
sir.
I don't care if you called them 80 times. You send me a bunch of your leads. I will make money on them. Why? They're just a person who cares for their family the same way you care for their family. Just because when you called them, it didn't work out, doesn't mean when I call them, it ain't going to work out. And no offense, if you called them this week and it doesn't work out, do you really think they remember you next week?
So, John, how do you prevent your cell phone number from being labeled as spam?
I don't worry about it. I don't know. I just keep calling. I mean, now I will say this. It does show up as spam some, but you can go on. It's very easy. Amanda Mike could give a little more insight into this, but you can you go into ChatGPT and just ask. Go like, hey, I make phone calls for a living. This psychopath John Wetmore told me to make 500 phone calls a day. I'm worried about my number showing up as spam. How do I register with the different phone companies to mark my number not as spam? There's a process. You can go online, you submit your phone number, and you tell it it's not spam. It takes 2 seconds. It's not perfect. It's not amazing, but it certainly helps. And it does work. And you have to do it every so often. I've done it. Would we do it once, Amanda? I don't think we've even done it a second time. I've heard it helps if you do it every 6 months or something. I don't know. I just, again, I don't overthink a ton. But yes, I have done that. Amanda did it. Actually, I didn't do it. I told Amanda to do it and she did it. But it's very easy to do. It literally took her no time at all to do. So that's the tracker. Let me go back to share. I think there's something else I wanted to share on there. Client inventory. Let me share this. This is the little client inventory sheet I use. It's not filled out because if it was, you wouldn't be able to read it because I am very messy, but it's very simple. This just keeps me in line. Y'all know I'm not really that big a script kind of guy if you follow me for any kind of amount of time, but I'm a very big structure kind of guy. And this just keeps me structured. I get their basic information first. It's really simple. What's your personal information? Very easy. Then next for me, that includes getting their why, which is why the beneficiary is there. Beneficiary is their why, like who we taking care of, yada, yada. Then we get into the middle where I go into medical and current policy information. Again, very simple. Next section is quote information. And the bottom section is their payment information. And then I put some notes, and I can certainly, again, share some of those. But I scribble, I make a mess, but I follow the same routine. And again, I've done enough of these live and they're all on my YouTube. I have dials, I have sales, I have getting yelled at all on my YouTube. And I do it live in Discord every day for whoever wants to watch it. Some of you are in there. I recognize some names and faces. We're live. There's not a sale I've made in the last 3 months that was not live and recorded. So all of them are live. And I do it in Discord. Giovanni's with his team every day in Discord. We're out there just showing, and you're not going to be impressed. You're going to see mostly silence, mostly ringtones, mostly voicemails. And then every once in a while we present, and every, few hours someone makes a sale. One of us makes a sale. There's always someone selling because there's so many of us calling. But again, I'm letting everybody watch this thing live and in person. And what I will tell you is I promise that we do more activity than you is by far the number one factor. By far. It's not even close to the main reason why we sell more. I said no voicemails. I did that. I'm going to give you guys some dialing hacks, if you will, like how to get more people to pick up. I sort of hinted at one a minute ago. Giovanni has certainly helped me with some of these because he's been dialing for the last couple of years where I haven't dialed since the fucking Stone Age until the last couple months. And to be clear, I've not done telesales ever in my career. Until now, again, maybe a few back in the day, just because you could barely do them with DocuSign. I probably did 3 in my whole career. But I've not done it in today's world. I haven't sold full time since 2016. I did it for a hot minute in 2019 when Facebook leads came out just to prove some people wrong. And now I'm doing it again in our world to prove people wrong. And like my wife and Maddox like buying shit and I like living nice. So the extra money doesn't suck either. But I'm going to give you some kind of tips and tricks on, I'm going to see if I have that note. Do I have that note on the shit we tested yesterday, Reese? I might have left that upstairs. Giovanni, you might could give me some clarity on it, on which is which, or we can just be generic. Couple things you can do. Number one is the easiest one. I've been sharing it for, 12 years, is please triple dial people. We have an obnoxious amount of it on recording that they pick up on the third call and they don't say anything but hello. And then they go, I only picked up because you called me 3 times. And 99% of the time, they literally just say hello. They say nothing else. And I track, you can't see it on this sheet because it's kind of blurry. But and I have it even more so recently, in those X's and slashes, I put a little dot that shows how many times in a row I called each person. So I can see on my tracker how many people pick up on the third call. And it's an obnoxious majority pick up on the third phone call that don't pick up on the first or second. It's over half of my pickups are made on the third phone call. And then from there, my fourth phone call to people, if available, meaning if they have an iPhone, my fourth one in a row will be FaceTime audio. You will get, I don't know, if you make 500 phone calls in a week, you'll get an extra 15 plus people to pick up using FaceTime audio, for sure. It gets through D&D a lot of times. So if people have their phone on D&D, FaceTime audio, unless you change a certain setting, FaceTime audio will get through their do not disturb setting. So when you hear ones go straight to voicemail, instead of just keep calling them, I check to see if they have an iPhone, which you can do by clicking on the little phone thing and it pops up and it'll say FaceTime audio on it. If they have that, I do it and you hear that little noise. Gets through D&D. So FaceTime, triple dial, FaceTime audio. Oh, I'm going to show this little phone tips thing that Reese made. So triple dial. We're going to send this to you as well. And it's pretty cool what he made. And you should print it out and tape it to your forehead or your computer or your mirror or everywhere. And I challenge you to do it and I challenge you to track it because I'm 100% sure you'll get more stuff. And then Giovanni gave me this one. I stole it from him last week because I was too stupid to think of it. But I remember back in the day, we used to do it when we wanted to call people and prank them and not know who was calling. But if you *67 before you dial the phone number, it will get through someone who blocked you. Their phone will ring. And people are weird as shit. They pick up and it shows up as, what's it say? Does it say unknown or no number? What's it say, Giovanni?
Like unknown caller.
Yeah.
No
People
caller.
will pick up unknown caller. It's the weirdest fucking dynamic ever. But if someone blocks you, you can immediately *67 and call them, or you can do it later. If you know what I mean, you should call them now and later. But *67 will get through a significant amount of people that have you blocked. And if I were to add, if you made me add a fourth one, again, you can buy Sideline. It's cheap as shit. It's another number you can just call from randomly. Again, I use it maybe 5% of the time. Just again, maybe it's a new number every now and again, but I don't use it a ton. So 3 things that will definitely get you more pickups. I do all of them every time I'm dialing. Giovanni and his team do all of them every time they're dialing. And over the course of a week or a month, you will sell. I bet you can sell a handful more policies easy just using these 3 things if you use it daily and consistently.
Are you only marketing final expense?
Yes, that's all I'm selling is final expense right now.
Okay.
I'm not doing anything fancy, no IULs, no big K. I'm literally doing what would be considered bottom of the barrel stuff. And I have over 90% persistency for sure. I'm not the guy that's having 14 chargebacks a week. I get chargebacks. I do. And to be honest, most of the chargebacks are the small policies. If I took out guaranteed issue, like little baby policies from people that are completely broke, my average AP on a regular final expense is a little over $2,000. I'm $1,600 all in. If I put every policy in, my average is $1,600. If I get rid of all the small ones that are under $40, my average AP is over $2,000. And the only ones that cancel typically are the ones under $60 a month. I almost never have someone cancel that's over $100 a month. Almost never. If you're in the insurance space and trying to build an agency, or you're trying to break records in sales, just hit new levels, new heights, click the link below to apply to my consulting and coaching program that I have out there. I'm helping tons of people get to new levels, get to new income heights, help them build their teams, put systems in place, staffing stuff, recruiting processes, automations, and just teaching people how to get to a point where they're selling on their own pen, 30, 40, 50 grand a month. And if they're building a team, teaching how to have an effective structure to your insurance agency for the most profitability you can. There is an application process. I'm only looking to work with high-end people who really want to make big things happen. If you're interested, click the link, apply, and if you're a fit, I'll reach out.
So that sheet you just showed, you're actually calling people 5 times?
I call people like way more than 5. I call them 3 times in a row regular, and then the 4th will be FaceTime audio if available. So meaning Android, I can't do that. But we call everyone a minimum of 3 times. And what we do, and I'll explain, I have a whole video on it. You can search like John Wetmore, how to dial. If you Google that, the whole video will come up. It's a Cody Askins stage type video. But John Wetmore, how to dial, will be the very first video that comes up. I'm on a stage with a whiteboard. We take stacks of 20.
Ridiculous amount of third call pickups.
It's obnoxious. It's obnoxious how well it works. And most people won't do it. Even as much as I scream, they're too nervous. They wet their pants and they won't do it. They overthink it. They think they're going to get yelled at. I'm like, all right, I'll teach you how to overcome it too. Victoria, if they yell, why are you calling me 3 times in a row? Oh, I'm sorry, Victoria. It wasn't ringing on my end. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was ringing. So anyway, my name is John, and I was just getting back to you about, like, I'm just not that worried about it. You know what I mean? Have you ever called someone and you don't know if it's ringing or not? It's kind of weird. Phones are funny sometimes. And it does that weird call failed thing. And you're like, is it ringing? Did it not ring? Did it ring? Like, that's a real life thing. I will pretend that happens. I've had to say that 0 times in the last 30 days. Literally 0. 0. I never have to say that. But on the rare occasion I do, that's what I say. It's so rare. It's maybe twice in the last 90 days, maybe. Does someone go like, why are you still calling me? Now, think about this. You ever call someone once and they yell at you?
Yes.
Okay. So why do we give a shit if it's on the 3rd time?
It's the 3rd
I mean?
feels so like,
It's because it's uncomfortable for you.
Yeah, it's like, ugh.
Now, let me ask you this. If someone were about to die, would you call them 3 times in a row?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I'd be like,
if you had a check for them that they had to cash in the next hour, it would expire. Would you call them 3 times in a row?
yeah, okay.
What if they were freaking out? What would you say? You got a check for them, but they're freaking out because you called them three times in a row.
Yeah, I would just be like, hey, I understand, but this is important. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then the problem here is what?
Myself, my mind. Yeah,
It's your perspective.
yeah.
My perspective is if someone dies because I didn't sell them insurance because I was too afraid to call them 3 times, if they were dead and I could go up to heaven or wherever you believe people go when they're dead, and they get to watch down their family and see how their life is with no life insurance, which we've all seen how that plays out for families, GoFundMe's, all the things, everyone's seen it. If I could go up to heaven and be like, hey, bro, I had the chance to call you 3 times in a row. And if I did that, your family would have been okay. Do you wish I did it or are you glad I didn't? What would they say?
Right.
Wish I would have answered the phone.
They wish I would have called 3 times. They'd be mad I didn't. So perspective. I just put myself in a better perspective than you do. That's all it is. You know?
Do you manage the time of day that you call? Like, so you're hitting the same lead morning, afternoon, evening?
Yeah, so I started to say this and I got sidetracked. We take stacks of 25. We call them 3 times in a row. Was that Adam?
Yeah, bro.
Is that you? You the one
Yeah.
DMing me
Yeah.
in Facebook.
Yeah.
Hey, tell them.
You're my mentor, bro.
Tell them
You may not know
what
it.
you implemented. Tell them what you implemented. Do it short. Give them the short version.
So in the past week, I put in like 40 hours.
How do you count your 40
It's
hours?
hard to do that 8 hours a day, but I have a whiteboard in front of me that I'm tracking, and I'm only tracking my actual dial time. So if I get up to take like a 2-minute break, I'll keep it in there. But if it's more than that, it gets counted out. So I'm really only tracking straight dial time.
Meaning when it's
or
ringing.
prospecting time. When it's ringing, when I'm dialing. If I'm inputting it to my CRM, I count that. I give myself that. But I'm really doing it only prospecting time or talking to the client, the lead time, not talking to my in-process, etc. And I tracked that for 6 days and did 40 hours within 6 days. My goal was 8 hours a day, but I did the 40 hours in 6 days, and I wrote 21,000.
And to be fair, before that, you were DMing me about how miserable it was.
Yeah, how hard? Yeah, exactly. And
I don't know you from a hole in the wall. You just send me DMs and I keep fucking answering.
Totally.
Yeah.
I was having a hard time getting myself focused, keeping it going, etc. And you made a announcement at our sales team meeting that if we can do 8 hours a day for 4 weeks, you do like personal coaching or something like that. And so if we didn't write 20,000 in the month, and so I did that, and within the first week wrote 21,000.
So the challenge was on someone's team call you were on, all right? I was on someone's team call. Is that what it
Yeah,
was?
Frankie.
Frank's team call. That's right. So Frank's team call, I said, if you do 40 hours of prospecting and presenting for how long? A month straight?
Yeah, 4 weeks.
A month straight, 4 weeks straight, prospecting and presenting. I'll give this to anyone. 40 hours prospecting and presenting, timed. And don't lie to yourself or me. All the other crap you do don't count. Prospecting and presenting, 40 hours. And you don't sell 20 grand in a month. I will coach you myself directly one-on-one.
I'll take you up on that.
I've never met someone who hasn't hit the number.
Yeah,
They
so I
don't
took
hit
you
the,
up on
they don't
that.
hit the, they don't hit the 40 hours. That happens all the time. Very few hit the 40 hours. It just is what it is.
I took you up on that and hit that goal in the first week.
Shocker. Which is why I'm so confident in saying it, because I know how well it works. You know what I mean? And if you're that bad, it's not going to be hard to fix. Like if you just 160 hours and you don't sell 15, 20, 25 apps, like I can tweak it so easy. It's so stupid, you know? So thank you, Amanda, even though you can't hear me. Thank you. All right, let me get, how much time do I got? Oh, we're flying by time. All right, let's go to, what do I want to do? Momentum, mindset, we kind of got into. It says rejection is math, not judgment. So I like that. Rejection is math, not judgment. Meaning it's just part of the numbers. When you get rejected, hung up on, missed sale, told to fuck off, it's just part of the numbers. It's just on your way to your next sale. Again, I could go, imagine every time 10 people told you to fuck off, you made $1,000. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I look at it. I track, and if any of y'all read the book, I know a bunch of y'all have. And I think it's chapter 4. Is it 4? I always forget. I think it's chapter 4, which is 17. Let's see. Chapter 4, 17, or the number that changed my life. When I started tracking all this stuff back in 2014, and I learned how much I make per phone call, at the time it was $17. Every time I make a phone call, I make $17. That's what the math equaled when I added up a shitload of number. I added up a year worth of dials at the time I did it. Right now, when I looked at it yesterday, I think I was at $24 a phone call is what my average is over the last 90 days. So every time John Wetmore makes a phone call, he makes $24. So if you tell me to F off, I say, thank you for the $24. I call you right back because I make another 24. That's just how my mind works. You know, I think consistency is important for people, and that's just a matter of doing it. Someone asked how early you start. I'm a 7 a.m. kind of dial kind of guy. So, and I don't do it all the time now because I don't have to. But when I was in the field early on and I had to make money for a living, now, quite frankly, I'm at the gym usually at 7 in the morning. But if I'm in a position where I have to make money and I suggest the team does it, we're 7 a.m. phone calls. You go, that's scary. People are asleep. I'm like, go on the interstate at 7 a.m. It's packed. People are not asleep. What if they yell at me? Dude, what if they yell at you at noon? Have you ever waken up someone at 2 p.m.? I have. Like, who cares if you wake them up at 7 a.m.? It just, who cares? You know, hey, you sleep. You sound like you're sleeping. Yep, all right, I'll call you later. You know, and quite frankly, that scary time's over in like 30 minutes. Then it's 7:30, and before you know it's 8. And for me, I just look at numbers and I go, I know I can book a few appointments an hour or talk to a few people an hour. I know I'm going to talk to a few people an hour minimum. So if I leave out that hour because I'm scared, now I eliminate talking to 3 people a day, 7 days a week, 5 days a week. That's 15, 20 people a week I don't talk to because I didn't dial. Over the course of a month, that's like 60 people I don't talk to. John Wetmore talks to 60 people. He's making 10 sales, at least. You know what I mean? Like what your number is, I don't know, but I'm giving up 10 G's a month because I'm scared. If I offered you 10 grand right now, direct deposit every month, once a month, I put 10 grand in your bank account. The only hook is you got to dial at 7 a.m. You would all do it.
What's the latest you'll go?
I don't have a latest. If they fill out a lead, I am not going to blow people up local. That's just a lead from a few days ago at 10, 11 o'clock at night. But if they fill out a lead and it comes in real time, I will call them at 2 in the morning.
Well, like an age lead.
Yeah, I mean, age lead, I'm going to do 9:30. 9:30 easy. Their local time. I can call my time as late as I want because I can play the time zone game. But I will call them up to 9:30 comfortably easy.
I've been going to 8:30 their local time.
Nah, okay. I'll smoke it. 8:30 don't bother me at all. 8:30 is like just dinner time. I mean, I'm definitely hitting 9:30 for sure. 8:30 is way too early to stop.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, we're in Discord doing it live. You can watch us do it. Giovanni will call later than me. Not because I won't do it, just sometimes I'm older and I get sleepy and I don't have to, and I'm playing with Maddox or doing other things. That fool calls till past 11, I think, all the time. He just doesn't give a rip. It's my favorite project child ever right now. He just does anything. Anything I say he will do. He just will do all of it. And the cat's making 40, 50, 60K a month. It's working. So he keeps doing it. And he couldn't pay his rent last year. Go watch his content. He literally was like, he was getting kicked out of an apartment last year. And you made over 300 grand, 25, didn't you, dude?
Yeah.
Deposits.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Giovanni, he's pink polo. Make him highlighted. You can follow him on social. Follow him on Instagram. What's your Instagram, Giovanni? Tell him that.
It's first name, last name, Giovanni.Wright.
Let's see. All right, I'm going to go to, this is a little out of order. I see. All right, scripting. I'm going to get a little bit into scripts, and then I'm going to open it to, because I've talked about some of the other stuff. Lead flow, we're probably not going to get to. I apologize for those that want to know that. The answer to lead flow is a shit ton. That's the answer. More than you think you need. Significantly more. Whether they're brand new, old, I don't care. You just need a lot of leads, new to you. They all work. If you got money, it helps it doesn't, hey, I'll tell you this, new leads don't make you good. So if you suck, it's going to be an expensive education learning how to get good on brand new leads. And if you don't put in the reps, new leads don't work either. So I'll kind of skip that part. I'm going to get into some scripting stuff, which again, you can see on my YouTube. We have it all out there and you can watch it in Discord. I think for me, how do I want to go about this? I think naturally, the faster you call a lead, the more likely they are to pick up, especially new leads. I think that for me, I want to do exact. What do I want to do here? Yeah, I'll start with phone script. I think for me, really simple. One of the things that we teach people, I heard Giovanni teaching Kyla this earlier today, like a simple tweak that you can catch yourself on is she was calling some kind of lead. I'll pretend it was a final expense lead. I don't know. Her version was, if it's me calling, hey, Giovanni. Yeah. He says, yes. I go, hey, this is John giving you a call back about that final expense form that you filled out online. And then a lot of people stop and wait for an answer there. You will die if you pause there. You'll get eaten alive. So for us, what we say is in those things, you give a little bit of information and then you end with a question. Silence only happens with a question. Do not go silent without a question, especially early on in the phone script. If you shut your mouth and it doesn't end in a question, you're making a mistake. So meaning, hey, Giovanni, this is John getting you a call back about that thing you filled out from XYZ. Hey, I was just calling to verify your favorite hobby is X, your date of birth is Y. Verify something. End with a question. I don't care if it's, hey, do you remember filling that out? I don't love that one, but hey, calling you about this thing, do you remember filling that out? Yes. Hey, calling about that thing, did you get it taken care of? I just end with a question. Don't leave it open-ended with silence. Go ahead.
Can I
Victoria.
role play that? Can I try that? So basically,
Yeah.
I get a lead from you because I usually get a text message saying, okay, new lead, John,
Yep.
Wetmore, just blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I'm dialing. I'm like, and then I say dialing, and then you say hello. And then I'm like, hey, yeah, this is Victoria. I just saw that
All right, don't do that. Don't say that. I'm going to stop you right there. Not, hey, this is Victoria. It's very salesy.
Okay.
I want you to address the person by name and assume it's them that picked up.
Okay. Hey, John, this is Victoria.
Stop. I want you to stop right there. Nope. We're going to fix this.
Okay.
The very first, don't ramble.
Oh, okay.
Right. The very first thing we need to do is get their attention and buy a little bit of time.
Okay.
The best way to buy time is fast when they pick up. So what you said was not fast because you're going to give about 47 words before you stop.
Right. Okay.
I'm going to give 2. And it's going to be a question with 2 words and I'm going to stop.
Okay.
I'm going to go, hey, Victoria.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah.
See how easy that is?
Yeah. Right.
What did
well,
it-
no,
what
I
did-
would say no. If you say hey, Victoria, I'm like, who is this?
Very few do. Some do. I'm not mad at it. I'll
Okay.
take it. Why? What did it do? It created
Yeah.
curiosity.
Right. Okay.
When
okay.
there's curiosity, they then let me talk longer.
Mm-hmm.
I can't talk too long, so I got to be really careful with the words. The very next thing that comes out of my mouth, the faster I give them something that they put on the form, the better it is for me. So if I'm calling a vet lead, I go, hey, Victoria,
Yes.
hey, this is John giving you a call about that form where you put down Army. It was about that final expense inquiry. You put your date of birth as 3/28/77.
Oh, right. I did do that. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm the guy that's in charge of getting you the information on the burial stuff you wanted. Hey, do you mind if I just run through a few quick questions so I can see what you're eligible for?
Okay. That's
Every
good.
time I stopped,
That's
there was a
good.
question.
Okay. All right. That's good. All right. I'm going to do it one more time. So,
That's it.
so I dial, I'm like, hi, is this John? Wait, no, wait.
Nope.
Hi, John. No, I always say, hey, John. And then,
Nope.
what?
You
I
did.
thought
You
said,
screamed it
hey.
at me. I want you to do it in a question format. I want you to sound like a question.
Oh, hi, John.
There you go.
Okay. So I said,
Because you're
hi, John.
like, I think it's
Okay.
John, but I'm unsure.
yeah.
I,
yeah.
I don't want, hey, John. I don't, that high thing doesn't work.
Right. Yeah. Because
Just-
people are like, they don't want to talk
Yeah.
to me like when I do that. Okay.
You want
so just,
confirmation that it's John. That's it.
yeah.
That's
so
it.
I just question
Hey, John?
John. I mean, question it. Okay. Question
That's
first. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I got it. I'll
That's it.
stop. Thank you.
Yep. And then from there, hey, just getting back to you about this. Again, the faster you can give a code word, a hobby, a date of birth, an
Right.
age, a
Yeah.
city, an address, a mortgage company, anything that they would go, they know me.
Right.
Because if you don't
Not a scam.
they know me out in the next 10 seconds, you're fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Once they realize you know them, then they might go, wait, what was it again? You get that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
That then buys me more time to explain the second time. Every time I get a little further, I buy more and more time. After about the third one, they probably ain't hanging up on you anymore.
Right. That's good.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
That's the most important part of the phone script. The rest of it, about who gives a shit. you about can't mess up the rest because from there
Yeah.
you're just going into the question, the Q&A part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The piece we all know how
That's
to
easy.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
exactly.
course it's easy.
It's the
Yeah.
appointment part, getting them on the
Yeah.
phone. Okay.
Yeah.
That was
so
good.
I think my last piece is I'm going to kind of tell them who I am and what I do and why I have to ask them questions. That's it. Hey man, I'm one of the underwriters over here. My job is really simple. I just got to run through a few quick questions, verify a couple things so I can get you all the information you requested. Is that cool?
Yeah.
It'd be weird if they said no. Some say no. Some say I don't have time. Some say I'm not interested. But I bet if I get through those first two blocks with questions and time, I'm on that third one. 80% of the people let me stay on the phone.
Okay.
Maybe 20% tell me to F off. I'm not interested. They're done. But I'm good with that. That doesn't mean I'm selling them. But I can now at least start to have a conversation. What most people try to do, and you included, is you try to get in as much information as fast as possible before they hang up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get in as little as possible with a question so I create curiosity.
Yeah, and you're very calm with it. I
Yes.
speak fast,
Because you're worried about them hanging up.
Yeah, because I want to say
I'm
a lot
controlling it.
before they hang up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just in complete control of it. It's a mind game.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to go, huh? Yeah? Who's this? I want that. I want that tonality. I want the curiosity. Like, who the fuck is calling me?
Right.
Now I have a very short window again to explain it. Very short. 5 seconds max. You better get some verifying stuff in within a few seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? And it better be
Okay.
calm, cool, and collected. If it's high pitched and nervous and speaking fast as shit, and if you noticed when I said the code, when I said the Army and when I said the date of birth, I slowed down and said it louder. I might go a little faster through the nonsense, maybe just a touch. But when I'm saying the thing they're going to recognize, dude, it's slow and loud.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially in seniors. You know?
That's true.
So,
Right.
Yeah. I'll get into more of the presentation side. I think for me, from there, it's like, all right, yeah, go ahead. It's typically, hey, do you mind if I ask you a few questions so I can see what you're eligible for, whatever, get you the information that you requested, whatever way I word it. They all vary a little bit. But then I typically get a yeah for the most part. Again, if someone's busy or they're doing 19 things, sure, they're like, well, now's not a good time. Can you call me back? I'm like, yeah, when you're available. All good. I don't care about that. But for the 70, 80% that let me continue, I go, all right, cool. So again, date of birth is this. That makes you what, 75? Yep. All right, cool. Hey, are you a smoker or no? That's almost always my next question. Nah, I don't smoke. Nah, I ain't done that in 30 years. Or they say yes. You know what I mean? It is what it is. If that was for me, Loretta, yes, it is. That is, I ask smoker all the time. Sometimes that's even my verifying question. Hey, I was just calling you about this thing. Hey, you didn't put down whether or not you were a smoker. I do that a lot, especially if I don't have a lot of data. If it's like a basic ass lead with no information on it, that's almost always the question I ask. And I pretend they forgot to fill it out. Hey, you forgot to put down whether or not you were a smoker. I've never once had someone say the form didn't ask. Never once has someone said that to me. So if I have almost no information on it, that's what I'm going to verify. So from there, and I'm going to stick strictly to final expense in this piece. So from there, I go, all right, you a smoker? Yep. Or yes, no, indifferent to me. I go, all right, cool. Hey, hey, do you have any life insurance at all right now, Victoria? Or are we working with nothing at all? Over half say nothing at all.
Right.
I go, uh-oh. It's exactly my response every time. That's who I am.
Ooh, that's
I go, uh-oh.
good. Okay.
I go, is it due to health or have you just been putting it off? What do you think they all say?
Putting it off. Not my concern
100% of
right now.
them say 100% of them say that. No one says health. Literally no
Never.
one.
Yeah.
Never. So now they've confirmed for me they know they need insurance and they've been putting it off. So to me, that's a trial close. I go, okay, got it. Makes sense. Hey, did something happen in life to trigger you looking now? Like, did someone pass away or something happen in your family or some kind of illness? Like, what triggered it suddenly? Now I'm into the why.
Okay.
I get more stories about people and spouses dying than probably all of you combined.
Wow.
The
Okay.
amount of spouses that have died in the last few months from these final expense clients or children, the amount of seniors that lose their kids is obnoxious. So
And
now
that's good. You're not
why
worried
and I'm
about
into
whys.
emotion.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm not getting
You
into a
ask a
corny
why.
why. Yeah, I do. Yeah, but it's not a weird, like, I just don't like the way a lot of people do. It feels weird to me. So tell me I don't know. It flows really smooth for me that way. You know, so then they get into a why and I'm like, all right, 20% of the people say no. No. I go, oh, you just finally realized that you need some insurance, huh? If they don't give me a reason, something that triggered it, I immediately go, okay, so you just realized you finally need some insurance. It's time to stop putting it off.
Oh, yeah.
90% of them say yes. The 10% of them say it depends on the price. And then I'll go, got it. So you realize you can't be putting it off. We just got to find something in your budget. I'm going to reiterate it.
Goodness, that's so good. Okay.
Let's go to the yes, I have some insurance side, because that was the no, I don't have any insurance. I go, do you have any insurance now? Are we working with nothing? They go, yeah, I have something. Now, I like to preface why I'm about to ask about their policies, because if you've done this for a hot minute, you know when you start asking people about their policies, some of them get squirrely. Why do you need to know that? What's that have to do with anything? That happens. So I go, I've learned this works really well. I go, okay, Victoria, so you have some, cool. Hey, so the way these programs work, Victoria, a lot of them have limits on how much insurance you're allowed to have. So how much insurance do you have currently?
That's good.
Because they do. You can only sell so much insurance at each company.
Yeah. And
I'm
you're
not
like, oh,
lying.
I mean, right.
Might be
And you're like,
manipulating the situation just a
200,000.
touch. Yeah, no one says that, especially
Oh,
seniors.
well, if it's final expense. Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be like 5 or 10, maybe.
Yeah, but I could do a whole training on how to do it in another term,
Yeah.
mortgage protection, IUL. But today I'm going to stick to final expense.
Right.
So they go, so then they mostly always tell me, all right, I got X amount. I go, okay, did you get that recently or have you had it a while? 50-50 is what I get. If they got it recently, I go, okay, got it. How much coverage do you have? How much are you paying? I can normally get it well over 75% of the time. I get both of those as well. I don't do really good with vague. I don't know, 10 or 20 grand. I need to know the exact amount. If I have to get on the phone with a carrier, I will call a carrier, put the client on three-way and figure it out. I've done it 4 times this week. I do it all the time. If you don't know how much you have, I go, do you have the policy? I don't know where it is. Uh-oh. I'll give them that one again. So if you drop dead, your kids don't know how much coverage you got or where to find the policy, do you at least know who it's with?
Do you say that on the phone to a client?
Yes. You think I'm making this shit up?
Dang. Okay. The confidence. Oh, I need it. Okay.
Because
That's
it's
good.
real.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, man, you don't know where your policy is? Okay. Just be like, yeah.
Meaning,
be a person.
Picture someone dropping dead.
Yeah. Always
Doesn't
so dark.
someone have to go figure it out?
Right. Yeah. 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 But it's
You know
real.
what I mean? Like,
It's
it
true.
is real.
That is.
So,
yeah. So I've had that.
For me, I figured that stuff out. Let's just pretend they have 10 grand with Mutual of Omaha and you pick if they got it recent or if they got it recent. I go, okay, so you just got it recently. What's got you looking for more? Are you trying to find a cheaper price or what happened that you think you need more? What are you trying to accomplish today? Now I'm going to get them telling me what we're trying to accomplish today. Sometimes it is price. Sometimes it's, I've heard all kinds of answers there, but I just want to hear them talk and I'm going to work with it based on what they say. If they got it a while ago, my next question is then, okay, so you finally figured out that's not enough coverage when you die? Most agree with me. And I might even reiterate it. Did something did you have to bury someone? Like what made you realize it's not enough? I'm going to dive into that somehow, some way. I'm going to get some more info there, And then what I do from there is I'm trying to make sure that we're not trying to beat that price. They already had the insurance. They filled out something new. So I know they need more and I'm not going to play the price game. So God, how much coverage do you have? 10 grand. When did you get it? 5 years ago. What do you pay? $100. Okay. Got it. How much more do you think you need now? Let's just pretend it's 10 grand, 10 grand more. Okay. So if you bought 10 grand 5 years ago, Victoria, for $100, you're aware that 10 grand today is going to be more than $100, right?
Right.
And they go, dude, more than half go, really?
Well, yeah, they say really. Yeah, they're like, no. Yeah.
I mean, insurance is based on your age. You're 5 years older. Meaning if you want double the coverage, isn't it going to be probably double the money? Let me ask you this, Victoria. If you go to the store to get a gallon of milk and it's $5, wouldn't 2 gallons be 10?
Mm-hmm.
Insurance works the same way, but it also goes up with age. So if you're looking for double, do you have at least another $100 in your budget for more insurance?
No.
I'm covering that right there. So I don't get to the end. Why? I don't want to get to the end and go 10 grand's 130 now. And they're like, fuck it, I'm only paying 100 now. That's too much. I don't want to run into that. So I address it right there.
That's good. Okay.
Right? So I deal with the why and I deal with the other insurance up front and why we're looking for more or some. I ask if people want cremation or burial. That gives me kind of an idea of who they are. Cremation people tend to be cheap and low budget and not have a ton of money and not want to put a lot into it. Burial people tend to understand they got to pay more and put more into it. They tend to have a little bit more money, statistically, So I kind of talk about that, and then I don't stop there. I go, okay, are you looking for just to take care of the basics, or are you looking to take care of any other final expenses, like maybe some house payments, some credit card payments? Do you want to leave extra money to your kids? Or are you looking for just like bare minimum coverage to put you in the ground? I'm going to start increasing potential insurance amount, which is why my premium is much higher than yours. So I'm talking about other things. And was someone asking a question?
Yeah. What is your demographic for your leads list?
What do you mean by that? Just final expense. Yeah, it's final expense. I mean,
So
it's going to be
income-
60 to 85.
Okay.
typically.
What about income?
I mean, it's what do people 60 to 85 make for income? What's the main source of income for people over 60, 65, call it?
It could be Social Security.
The main source of income is like 99% Social Security.
Mm-hmm.
What's the source of income for people over 65 that are veterans?
VA benefits. VA.
And sometimes Social Security.
Right.
Sometimes they have the military and Social Security.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the average Social Security amount for a client on average?
Probably about 1,800.
That's my demographic, girl.
Okay, and then are you calling in multiple states?
Yes, I'm licensed in every state.
Okay.
I call right now. I get leads coming in about 15 maybe states right now.
Well, what's
Yeah.
going on with the other ones?
I don't know. I just have a preference and I get enough leads in the 15. I like Southern people. I like people from the hood. I like people in Louisiana and Memphis and Alabama and Georgia and South Carolina. And they're my kind of people. I grew up in the hood. The more country and urban you are, the better I do. You give me a New York asshole, I don't do that well. I'm one of them. I'm a Boston asshole. We call ourselves massholes. I don't do well with people like there's a little more raw. Give me a good old country girl. I'm in. That's my favorite demographic. It just is. Yeah, I can sell anywhere, but if I had to pay, and I can get unlimited leads in that type of demographic, you know, I just prefer more of a rural. That just is what I prefer. You know, if I had to pick one. If I get a lead in Pennsylvania versus Alabama, you give me 100 in Pennsylvania and 100 in Alabama, I'm probably going to sell more in Alabama.
Okay.
I can just relate to that person more. You know, not saying you can't sell a ton of insurance elsewhere. There's insurance sold in every state. There's no lines that say you can or can't. But if I picked every state, I would get too many leads. I just don't need that lead flow. So I pick my preference first. Make sense?
Yes.
Cool. If you're an insurance agent and you feel like you're stuck, you've hit a wall, you're trying to figure out sales strategies, the scripts to use, how to get like off the ground and get to that top of the leaderboard type status, I have a course that I've put out, super affordable. I'm getting a ton of great feedback from people every day on the strategies they've learned and been able to implement, from goal setting to sales techniques to calendar scheduling, everything you would need to get your business off the ground and get running quickly. jwcourse.com, click the link below and get in there today. All right, where was I on this stuff? Let me think. Where do I want to go with this? Current coverage amounts. Where was it? Where did I leave off, Giovanni? Help me out. Current coverage. I got into the why. Current coverage. That's really it.
Yeah, recruit.
Yeah, I mean, once I get into like basically them saying, yes, I need life insurance. Yes, I understand our situation. I have none. I don't have none. I'm not procrastinating anymore. I got to do something. Yes, I need extra. Here's why. Like once I figure all that out, now there's opportunities to replace stuff. Sure, I could get into the weeds at current policies. If it's something I know sucks, I figure out if there's a waiting period, if they know it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to figure that out. If I have to and they don't know, I can go price it. So if they got something 5 years ago, I can go in, they're 75. I can go in and price Mutual of Omaha at age 70 and 30 grand to see if it matches their payment. I do that a lot. So I'm doing a pricing calculator based on when they purchased the policy to see if it's in line. Meaning if someone says they got 30 grand for 82 bucks and they got it 2 years ago and I price it and 30 grand is 180 bucks, I'm like, hey, I'm looking up Mutual of Omaha. Remember, I work with all the insurance companies. I tell them that at the beginning. So I'm like, hey, I'm looking at Mutual of Omaha's pricing. At age 70, I'm pretty confident that you don't have 30 grand for 80 bucks. I'm looking at their pricing. At age 70, it comes up 172 bucks. Go get your policy. I don't have it. We're going to call Mutual of Omaha because I don't believe that you have that much coverage. And I will get on the phone and call them. So I'm looking at pricing at the time they bought the policy.
That's
and
good.
if it's a company you don't work with, you should know your shit. You should know your shit. You should know ARP stuff. You should know senior life stuff. You should just learn. And when you're brand new, it's okay. You're not going to know it. You're going to mess up. You're not going to sell as much as me, but study your shit along the way. When you start finding out that so-and-so has a policy through XYZ company and you don't know shit about it, later that night, you should figure it out. Ask someone, ask ChatGPT, Google it. Pricing is on. This stuff is not hard to figure out. Call and request it. Call Senior Life and be like, hey, or call ARP and be like, hey, my grandma needs insurance. Can you send me a brochure? They'll send it to you. Be a fish, figure stuff out. Study your craft. It will make you a lot of money. My average premium on replacements, if a replacement is included in the sale that I make, is over $2,500.
Wow.
And I replace a lot of policies. probably more than 25% of my sales for sure include a replacement, more over 25%. And probably not quite half, but close. I bet it's close to 40. I bet it's between 30 and 40%. I have it upstairs. I just don't know it off the top of my head.
What's the deal with the replacement?
I sell a shitload more insurance when I replace a policy. My average premium is like almost $2,500 when I replace when it includes a replacement.
And you're replacing it because the last agent wasn't good, or
yeah, it could be a policy that goes up.
Replacement.
It goes up in every 5 years, an ARP, a New York Life, or something. You know what I mean? Like it just they gave them a 2-year wait when they shouldn't have had one because they don't know their shit and they panicked and just wrote a GI when they could get immediate coverage. You know, they have a term that's expiring that I asked a lot of questions on that y'all don't ask. I get the carrier on the phone and I get them to explain how their IUL works or how their term policy works and what the price goes up to when it expires. Because the insurance company would be like, it's $100 a month now. It expires next year. All right, cool. What's the price the year after that? $742 a month. What about the year after that? $1,200 a month. What about the year after that? $16,000. Call and do it. The pricing on a term is because a lot of them are renewable. You can renew it technically if you pay it. They don't necessarily end at year 20 or 30 or whatever. They typically will let you renew year by year, but it gets obnoxiously expensive. I use that to my advantage, and I get the insurance company to tell the client what it is, and then they freak the fuck out, and I write them more permanent insurance. I do it all the time.
So when you're talking to a client and they're not sure what their stuff is, and you want to get the carrier on their phone, you're just like, "Hey, let's get the carrier on the phone right now," and you threw it in. And
I go, "Hey, Mike. So you don't know what your policy is? You don't know the amount, dude. It's really hard for me to give you a real good recommendation if I don't know how much insurance you have. It'd be weird if I recommended something and you had $1 million and didn't know it. And if you drop dead, wouldn't it suck if your kids and family don't know where to find the policy?" So I work with that company. I'm gonna call them on the other line. I'm gonna get them on. We're gonna get you another policy in the mail so you have it in your hands, and then we're gonna find out everything we need to know about your policy. Hold on. And I don't give them the option to say yes or no. And I dial on the other line and I get through and I merge them in.
okay.
And then I go, "Hey, Mike, this is John. I'm calling with a mutual client. They have some insurance with you guys and they have no idea what they have. I'm just trying to help them out." Sometimes, I used to do this a lot. I'd be like, "Hey, I'm calling with my mom." I've done all kinds of things and kind of, because some companies are nicer about it than others. Right. So, but I call and I just go, "Hey, I got a client on the phone. They don't know anything about their insurance. I know you can't tell me information without them verifying. So I'm going to let you verify with everything with them. And then I just ask that they give permission for me to ask questions. Do your thing, Mike." And I shut up and I go, "Mary, go ahead." And I let her, "Hey, what's your social? What's your policy number? Verify, da, da, da. Hey, do you give me permission to share policy information with John?" They say yes. I then take over. "Hey, give us the basics."
Don't you? Right.
You know, and then I just start asking a lot of questions.
But now what about when you're calling into the carrier and you're on hold for like 30 minutes?
I mean, shit happens sometimes. If I have to, if it's rare, to be honest, especially on the sales side, on the customer service side. Sometimes an underwriting side is long, but on customer service side, most are not long waits. But if they are, I'll go, hey, Mike, they got a 37-minute hold time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sit on hold and listen to the music so you don't have to, and I'll call you when they pick up, okay? And I do that.
Right.
And if I have to move it around time-wise, I will. But 90% of the time, it's right there. Again, don't overthink, dude. You're thinking of like anomalies.
I did it the other day, and I called in the wrong line, and
I mean, shit happens. Yeah, shit. I spent 2 hours doing it with a client yesterday. She had brain surgery a few months. I felt bad. She didn't know what was going on. She didn't know left from right. She didn't know what she had. We figured it out. I called Mutual of Omaha. She had 2 policies there, and then I called NLG, and she had a policy there. I had to call the NLG, the life side and the annuity side. The life side said you didn't have something. The annuity side said, "Hey, why'd the life side say no? Because you actually do have a life." So then we had to go back to life and sit on hold again. I spent 2 hours doing it with a client yesterday just to help her out. And I couldn't sell her a policy because she just had brain surgery 3 months ago. I was literally just trying to help the lady. You know? So I spent 2 hours helping a lady get her policies, and I knew I didn't have a shot at making a sale. But numbers are numbers, and it'll work out. I'll be fine. At the end, she was like, can I send you money? I'm like, "I'm good. Just go, you're good. Don't worry about it." And it was one of the coolest conversations I've had. Again, she had brain surgery 4 months ago and was talking to me like it was wild story. So I just don't worry about shit like that. I just try to help people. You know what I mean? I am actually trying to put people in a better situation. It's not all about, can I make more money? I know if I put people in better situations, I will have more money making opportunities. You know, I'm not going to replace something that's shouldn't be replaced. I'm just not going to do. I'm not going to reset someone's contestability period to save them $2. I'm not that guy. You know, but if it actually makes sense to replace it, I will. And I had 3 people this past week that I just told them what their policy, the policy they have in the mail, the policy that they have is fine. Just, it's great policy. Don't mess with it. Because when I did all that stuff, they're like, I just want to find cheaper. And then I had one that if any of y'all know that Mutual of Omaha, the GI Mutual of Omaha that comes to people in the mail, the pricing is obnoxiously cheap. If they get Mutual of Omaha in the mail with a 2-year waiting period, you ain't going to beat it.
Wait, Mutual of Omaha has a GI policy now? I thought Gerber was cheaper.
Direct to consumer. You can't sell it as a broker.
Oh,
it's a direct to
okay.
consumer
Got it.
product
Okay.
that
I'm
they
about
sell.
to say, I'm like, look, okay.
Certain people get it in the mail. If they have it, you ain't beating it.
Okay.
And so I tell clients that. And then I had a guy referred me some business because of that. He was like, damn, thank you. I didn't expect a sales guy to tell me to keep what I have. I'm like, bro, I ain't going to beat that shit. It's phenomenal pricing. Not everybody gets it, and I can't sell it. Neither can you. He just shit luck. He got it in the mail. He filled it out, and he had cancer. And I'm like, and he had it for like a year. And I'm like, don't mess with it. Don't let anybody don't let anybody tell you that you should get rid of that policy. You know, it's just, it is what it is, which is probably why I sell 15K a week when I want to, because I do right by people. I mean, it just works out for me. You know?
Yeah.
So
I think the hard thing too, how at the end of your calls too, when you sell your policy, do you tell them like, hey, you know, I'm your agent moving forward? Because I think the hardest, another thing that I've saw starting in this business is that people do screw people over, like other agents where like I sell a policy, then my guy, I'm like, Ralph, what happened? We just got to know each other and now you cancel. He's just like, oh, he said that he worked with you. He's your manager. I'm like, I don't know this guy from Florida. I live in Indiana, dude. So how do you
it happens
try
to me a little bit too.
Oh,
I mean, I do my best. I do my best. I have them save my number. I build a lot of rapport after the fact. During the sale, I'm building rapport. You know what I mean? I send them my contact. I send them a text. I do the things you're supposed to do. It's not magic.
It just happens. Okay.
I get my shit replaced sometimes too by douchebags. It just happens. You know, but the overwhelming majority, it doesn't. And I text them from my cell phone. It's not some dialer. They can reach me. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, so and I'm good. I am good at that piece. I'm good at communicating with people. I'm really fucking good at that. But I've been doing it so long. And to be clear, I sucked ass at it. For those of you that watch my story, I was not good at it a long time ago. But I've worked on that craft. You know, but sometimes my stuff does get replaced too. I'm not superhuman. You know.
Yeah.
But the overwhelming majority works out in my favor, and I sell enough that I'm not worried about someone falling off here or there. You know, you sell 2 policies a week, you're worried about it. You sell 10 a week, you won't worry about 2 falling off. I just don't give a shit. It's cost of doing business. It is what it is. You know, you're worried about more falling off. I'm like, well, my net number is way bigger than yours. I have more chargebacks than probably most of you. I sell way more policies though. You know what I mean? So my net is bigger. So if I get 3 chargebacks, I don't lose my mind. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? Again, if I gave you 30 grand this month and 3 grand fell off, would you give a shit?
No, I'm like,
27 left. You'll be okay. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. So let me get back into the scripting stuff. We kind of get where they're at. So then I do something probably very unique. It's becoming less unique because I keep talking about it. I don't give quotes first before I do underwriting. I underwrite first. Now that I discovered you could do it, I don't give pricing until I know I can get them approved. I get their social and run underwriting before I give pricing. Every time. Yeah. So for me, once I get all their why and the next thing is health. I don't want to dive too much into health, but it's important. You should get really good at the health stuff. But I do, hey, tell me about what you got going on health-wise, anything major I need to know about. I'm trying to figure out heart attack, cancer, stroke, diabetes, kidney issues, liver issues, strokes, you know what I mean, the basic shit. And again, I could train for an hour on health stuff. So I'm gonna kind of skip the weeds on this part because I'll get sidetracked and I'm already 30 minutes over. But assuming we go through health, I can kind of figure out what they're eligible for. If you have no effing clue what you're doing, plug the shit into any kind of system. It'll tell you what to write. Be on live dials with one of us. We'll tell you what to write. You know, Toolkits works, Integrity Connect works. There's all kinds of shit out there. So if you do the health stuff right, you can figure out what to write. But for me, the next thing I do is I go, all right, All right. So what we're going to do next, Victoria, is I'm going to actually figure out what I can actually get you approved for. I'm going to plug a little bit more of your personal information into the system. That way I can actually pull your medical record and verify that we didn't miss anything with the health stuff we talked about. And then the computer's going to pop up who you're approved with and how much the pricing is, so I can give you real pricing, and we can pick a plan. Does that make sense? They all say yes. No one says no. They don't know the process. I give them the process. They weren't on your training call when they said, show them gold, silver, bronze, and then pick the price and then go in and under. They didn't see any of that. And I'm like, if you can get an answer in 3 minutes, why would you not? How many times have you quoted someone and then you go and underwrite and they get declined or graded or upcharged and you got to switch carriers? Pain in the ass. So I don't do that. I think it's the dumbest thing that people do or train on. So for me, I explain I need a little bit more personal information, which means I'm about to ask for your social. That's what that means in my head. That's coming next. So they say yes. Then I'm literally, I have an app open at this point, and I've already picked the carrier. All right. So I kind of know where I can write. I typically only write 3 carriers. I'm typically Trans or America First. If they're really healthy, I'm writing America First. If they're banged up, I'm writing Trans first. And then if I'm unsure, like it's like a coin flip, I'm going Corebridge because I can go Simplified or GI in the same app. That's just my personal preference. If you have a different preference, who gives a shit? They all work, right? So from there, I'm pulling up an app. I go through it. Hey, typically you already have most of the information. All right, what's your address? Hey, were you born in Mississippi, born and raised there? Were you born somewhere else? Nope, I was born somewhere else. Cool. All right, guess that makes you a U.S. citizen. Yep. All right, verify your social for me. They give me their social. Then I put in their full address in the next thing. You click a couple buttons, click the health things, which you already asked the questions for, and I send them the PIN. I can do it in under 3 minutes. You know what I mean? Any company that you request a PIN with to do underwriting, you can do in under 3 minutes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Based on that.
Yes.
What do you say to a social objection?
I don't get them.
Really?
If I do, I hang up. If I had 9.5 out of 10, give me their social right there. I mean, you see me live dial. How many social objections you see me get? I get them every once in a blue moon.
I just got my first one earlier.
Yeah. I mean, I rarely get them, especially the way I set everything up. I've gotten the okay. I've gotten them tell me why they need insurance. I've gotten information. You know what I mean? They just I just told them what we're about to do. They said yes. Every once in a while, like it's not 1 out of 10. It's probably 1 out of 25. I get one.
Yeah, I had never really gotten one until today.
Honestly, when they depends on who it is. Sometimes they go like, "Ooh, I don't like giving my social." I almost always say nothing, and I just leave it silent. Half of them will just give me their social. They'll go, "Ooh, I don't really like giving it to me."
Do you think
2,
it would
2,
be
4, 3, 1, and they just do it. If I have to do something, I go, "Hey, Adeline, I have to pull your medical information to make sure you're not trying to scam us and buy insurance in someone else. So I need you to verify your social."
Okay.
Just like they don't want to be scammed, I don't want to be scammed. So I use that against them.
Okay.
That works. And then if they go, I don't give my social to anyone. I go, "All right, Adeline, have a good day." And I hang up. I just don't give a shit. I'd rather know now than later after pricing and all that crap.
Right.
You know what I mean? At this point, 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes into a conversation. If I get a social objection then and I haven't even given them pricing yet, dude, I win. To me, that's a win. That means I dealt with an objection early in the conversation versus late. That's a home run to me. Why? Because I get to move on to the next phone call. Speed. I get to move on to the next client. Speed. I don't give a shit. I'd rather have the objection now than later.
So can I ask you real quick, if this would work? I get the social objection and I tell them that they basically have to verify with their social that you have in fact passed away and no fraud was committed on the policy.
I mean, if you say it like you're reading it, it probably won't work. But if you say it like Adeline, I'm aware. I can tell. You sounded like a robot. So if you do it like you just did it, it won't work no matter what you say. But if you say it like a human and you say it like, do you think they're really confused that they need to give their social? I don't give my social to anyone. Yeah, except your homeowner's insurance and your car insurance and all the other insurance you bought.
Right.
And your cell phone company and your mortgage company and all the other people you gave it to. Like, cut it out. That's what I would do. That's how I mean, if people push again, I'm like, stop. Dude, you're giving it to everyone else.
Yeah.
If you don't want to give it to me, that's fine. I can't help you. But you know I need to verify your stuff, dude. I don't know that you're lying or not lying. And I'm not saying you are, but dude, how they gonna know who to give the money to when you die if I don't have your social? Like, stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just horseshit. It just means they don't trust you. That's all it is. And if they don't trust me that deep in, I'm out.
Okay.
You know? So from there, now I pull their stuff. I get a pin. I get an approval. If I get a decline, I just open another app and start writing it and send them another pin. I don't go, hey, Adeline, you just got declined. Oh, shit.
Right.
I go, hey, hang tight, Adeline. I'm just looking at a couple different companies to see where I can get you the best price, okay? I'll be with you in just a minute. And at this time now, if I started with Trans, now I'm opening the Corbridge app and I'm filling that bitch out. Because again, I can have another pin number in 2-3 minutes. And I don't explain anything. I just go, hey, I just sent you another pin. Can you give me that one too? Nobody goes, why'd you send me Corbridge this time? No one asks. Literally no one.
Yeah.
You know? So I get the pin. I get an approval, hopefully. Right? Or a decline, whatever. I deal with it. If I have to write a GI, explain GI, no big deal. If I feel like one's coming, I certainly explain it in advance, what it's going to be like. That worst case scenario, there's going to be a 2-year wait. But good news is, if after 2 years, they cover you like you're as healthy as shit. And the faster we get the 2 years started, the faster the 2 years gets here. And it's going to give you a savings account on steroids. You're going to get 10% interest along the way. There's living benefits with it if you're selling the right product. It covers accidental on most products. You know what I mean? So I sell it as a positive versus going, so bad news, there's going to be a 2-year wait. And then I'm not doing it that way. And there's plenty of videos of me doing it. I sell a decent amount of GI. Yeah, I probably sell a handful a month anyway, 5, 6, 7 a month for sure. You know, so I get the approval and then I go, all right, good news, pick a person. I'm going to do Victoria again. Good news, Victoria, just got you approved for $50K. So now all we have to do is kind of narrow down the amount of coverage in your budget, kind of where you want to be. Now I'm going to tell you, and I always do top down selling. So I show them the most expensive, highest plan first. I scare the shit out of them with the price. I go, all right, Ms. Victoria. So they approved you for 50 grand. And I know it doesn't sound like you probably need that much, but it's on the screen. They require I tell you this. So again, you can start anywhere you want, but just in case in the future, and I'll say it different ways. But like yesterday, a guy was broke as shit. And I was like, just in case in the future you hit the lottery and you want some more insurance, you can always call me back and increase it. You know, I don't always use the lottery thing, but just sometimes I fuck around with people. But I go, hey, Victor, I know you may not need 50 grand. If you want it, great. If you don't, no big deal. Either way, I don't care what you pick. But you can pick whatever plan fits your budget today, because we're going to focus on that first. And if you ever decide you want more, you can always call me back and get up to that 50K, okay? As long as you don't go have a heart attack on me. That's how I always say it.
That's good.
Obviously, if it's GI, I can't say that. But if they're healthy and they approve, that's kind of how I word it. And they typically giggle. And I go, all right, and depending on the person, I might tell them to buckle up. I might just say it. I go, all right, 50 grand. That one's only $532 a month. And I listen to the reaction.
And he said, that's only $534 a month. Yeah.
Yes, it is. I mean, if you drop dead tomorrow, if you gave me $500 and I gave your family 50 G's, it only costs you 500 for 50.
Love the mindset. Oh, I need to change it up. Okay.
Right?
Yep. Right.
So
good.
I go, all right, it's only 500, whatever. And then I go, and I listen to the reaction. The reaction is important. If they only qualify for 25 grand somewhere, I go, hey, the max is 25 grand. 25 grand's only $275. And I listen. If they go, oh, I know what I'm working with. If they don't flinch, I know what I'm working with. Some go, I'll take it. Every once in a while, they're like, I'll take it. That happens because it ain't always $500. Sometimes 50 grand's $212. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I sold two $50,000 policies this week and two $40,000 because those were the maxes last week. So I sold 4 max policies in the last like 7, 8 days, 9 days.
Wow. So you do it differently because my script for my job, I say
we'll start bottom and go up.
Yes, and
the worst thing you can do.
Well, we say, hey, what's your we just say, hey, what's in your budget? And they're like,
I hate that question.
Wow. Okay. So that's
because
kind of go off of
what if
budget.
they say $40?
Yeah. And then I'm
What
like,
if they, you know
and
what I
they
mean? Like
do.
it's
I'm
just
like,
you get
can't-
shitty answers. It's just a bad
Right.
question.
Okay.
It's just a really
Cool.
bad
I'm gonna
question.
try that. I'm gonna change it up. Cool.
You know, now I might ask that at a certain point if they're balking at stuff. You know, they want 10 grand, it's $102, and like, that's just not my budget. I'm like, all right, what's your budget? Then I'll do it. You know, but I start at 50K and then I work my way down. If they're talking about just basic ass burial, I'll probably show them 20, 15, 10 next. You know, 20 grand's $200, 15 grand's $150, 10 grand's $100. And then again, maybe a slight pause. I kind of listen because some will just pick and go, I'll take 15. That happened. They just pick sometimes. If they don't just snap pick, I don't leave too much gap there, but I leave just a brief little silence just to see if they snap pick. If they don't, I go, okay, Victoria, out of those three, which one do you want to go with? Exactly how I do it.
Okay.
Dude, 70% or more pick. Some hem and haw. If they hem and haw, I go, hey, Victoria, most clients are kind of bouncing and trying to decide between two. Which two are you deciding between?
Yeah.
Not
I'd be
do you
I
want
like
it or
the
not?
first one, but I like the
Yeah.
last one. It's just a little bit more pricey.
Kind of looking between the 15 and the 20. All right. So like the 200's a little bit too much money, but the 150 is definitely affordable. Yep. All right. We're going to start with the 150, 15K a month. If after a few months you want to increase it, you just call me back. Okay. What up, y'all? So YouTube memberships, we have one now. Right next to the subscribe button, there's a neon white join button. You can't miss it. Subscribe, whatever it says, click the link, get in there. I do a ton of coaching, teaching people how to dial, corrections, working on their presentations, working on their mindset. I will coach on theory, but I like coaching real world stuff. And if you join the membership section, you're going to see live coaching where I'm not only helping people, but every once in a while I get in there and dial myself. There's some cool videos coming out, tons of content.
All of the training videos will be directly on my YouTube channel. That's available to members only. Super easy to find.
So join now if you're interested. Click below. See you in there. And that's I just lock it in like that.
And they're able to increase. I've never had to do that, but you're able to.
I mean, you can always add more, whether you have to add another policy. They're going to recheck medical and think. Typically, I think within 30 days, technically, but no one calls back to increase it.
Okay. Just
Zero.
want to make
No, fucking no one calls back. So it doesn't matter what you say because they ain't calling back to add.
Okay.
Almost
Good.
never. I mean, every once in a blue moon, a client calls back a year or two later. You know what I mean? Like every once in a blue moon, but 99% don't call back.
Yeah.
So it's just to appease them and to give them relief and to give them validation that it's okay to go with the cheap one. Because some people are embarrassed by it. So I just make it okay. You know, I sold a policy last night for $5 grand, $55 a month. She was like 70 something, 78, 70. I don't remember how old she was. She was mid to upper 70s. You know, I showed her. I started with 20, 15, 10, and those were too much. And I was like, all right, you want to see, I can go down to 5 or I can go up to 50. She goes, what's 5? I said, $55. She goes, that's my budget. I was like, got it. Now, sometimes if I go from 10 to 5, what I like to do, this will get you a few extra, there's 2 things I'll add to this and then I'll open it for questions. If I go from say 10 to 5 and it's a low price, 50, 60, $70, instead of going 10 to 5, I'll show 5. I'll go $55. And I did this with her last night. And I went, all right, you can actually go in $2,500 increments. So the 5 is 55, but if you want to go at 7,500, it's $72. Do you want to stick with the 5 or you want to try 7,500? Due to decent amount of time, people upgrade to that 2,500 one, the extra 2,500. That gets me probably another, at least $1,000 a week. Doing that and this next thing where especially when I'm selling one, you know, those companies where you can add the accidental for a premium. When I show them the price and they pick one, I go, hey, so you have the option, Victoria. I know we said 20 grand for $200. Hey, they have an option if you want to add this because I know you're pretty healthy and you know, you're probably not worried about dying necessarily from a heart attack, but you're probably more likely to die of an accident. Would that be fair? They'll all say yes.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
I go, you can actually add accidental coverage to this, meaning if you die of an accident, it doubles. So instead of 20K, it would pay 40K and it's only an extra $17 a month. Would you like to add that? And I made myself another $200 in 4 seconds.
So smooth. Good.
Yeah. So from there, then it's just finish the app up. Banking is really easy at this point. I mean, at this point, you would have gotten more objections. Banking's, I mean, I get some like where I closed 2 deals this week that they didn't have the banking with them because they were out. And then I had to call them later to get banking. And I closed like $3,500 worth of premium this week where I had to get banking after the fact. So sometimes the objections like legit, like they were this guy, one was a driver and he just doesn't know his shit off the top of his head and he had to get it later. And, I don't always believe they're going to call me back or whatever. Like I just count it as a no sale. And I'm like, fuck, but I rarely get it. But, a few times a month, they pick a plan, I get to banking and they come up with some excuse. But I write up quite a few of them after that happens. Because again, the way I do the appointment, they're pretty sold at that point. But the overwhelming majority of the time, we just get to that next part where, again, you're just finalizing shit. And I get to the draft date. I go, hey, Victoria, this is really important. And again, if they're broke and on Social Security, I don't do this. But if I feel like they got some money, I go, hey, Victoria, I assume you want this policy to go into effect immediately. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. All right, cool. So the way it'll work is I'll put it in place today. You'll actually be covered today. First payment you probably won't see for a few days because it takes them a minute to process it. And then it'll be every month on the 22nd. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine.
Yes. Okay. Now, if they hesitate at all, or again, if they're broke as shit, I don't do this. If they hesitate at all, I go, hey, when do you get your social? Like, I go, all right, do we need to match it with your Social Security or your paycheck? They say yes. I go, all right, do you get it on the first, third, or a certain Wednesday? Certain Wednesday. Cool. We can lock it in to match your Social Security every date. No problem. I just got to warn you though, Ms. Victoria, the policy won't go into effect until February 11th. So just please don't die between now and then because you aren't covered.
Wow, that's deep. I'm like, no, I need it now.
I mean, some people do.
Yeah. Or they're like, yeah.
Outside of that, they pick the date that they want. I match up the date, and the very next thing is the routing and account number. And I go, all right, Ms. Victoria, do you want this thing to come out of checking or savings? So I do it every time. Everyone says checking. Every once in a while, when I miss one, they got the little green card, whatever. Sometimes that comes up. I try to figure that out up front. I tend to sort of ask that if I feel like I need to early. It's something I skipped earlier. Hey, do you bank, hey, this is kind of one of those things I do with the max amount of insurance. If I feel like they're low end and they're low income and they don't got a lot of money and I think they got the Direct Express card, I go, hey, Victoria, much like stores, how you go to some stores like Costco doesn't take Amex and, kids baseball sometimes only cash, sometimes they take cards, sometimes they don't. Insurance companies are the same way. Not all of them take the little government card. Some do, some don't. Do you just have the little government card or do you have a traditional checking account too? And I get that out of the way up front because if I have to use a card, I can't go to certain carriers. It's kind of a feel thing for me. But if I'm writing trans, I don't bring that up because they take both anyway. You know what I mean? If I have to go like with a Moo or an America or someone like that, if I'm going that route, I ask. So that's a kind of feel thing for me. But fast forward to the end, I go, all right, do you want that to come out of checking or savings? Everybody says checking. I've sold one savings account recently. Everyone says checking. I go, all right, cool. Who do you bank with? Bank of America. All right, do you got your routing and account number handy? And over fucking 7 out of 10 have it right off the rip. Some are like, hey, I got to go find it. I don't know the routing, but I have the account, whatever. I go, hey, no problem on the routing. I can look that up in my system. Hey, if I tell you the number, will it ring a bell? And you can just Google it. If you don't know this, Bank of America, what state they open the account in, it's all the same routing number. So you can Google Bank of America, Louisiana routing number. It'll come right up. And I go, hey, does yours end in 111? Does it ring a bell? Yep. Cool. All right, account number. Give it to me. If they don't know it or it won't ring a bell, I get them to find it. If they can't find it, dude, Giovanni is great at this piece. Bro, I will log into their bank account if they have to. I've had clients give me their login, so I log into the bank and find it on their statement.
Wow.
I've called banks to get them to give it to us. Not all will, but some do. I'll have them go get their, I'm like, just go find your checking account or a state. Like they're going to get something. I only have to push maybe one out of every like 15 or 20. I got to push a little bit or finagle or try to find it, or it's a little bit of work. But for the most part, when you do it the way I just said, most more than 8 or 9 out of 10 flow pretty smoothly. But learning how to do that without panic is a skill set that you should learn how to do. And you can, again, if they're already giving you their social and their address and their beneficiaries and all their other shit, why wouldn't they give me their login? I ask for client bank logins all the time. Sometimes you can, I've registered someone, they don't do online banking, because that's one thing I ask. If they don't have a checkbook or a statement, I go, you must do online banking. They go, no, I don't ever do that. I go, all right, hang on. I'll see if I can create you an account. And I'll create and register the client. I have all their info. So I'll register the client for online banking and then give them the login.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. The trust is real.
Giovanni
Like a
will go on
stranger.
and create a what is it? Is it Chime? What do you make? Which
Created
one do you
Chime
create?
accounts and cash app accounts for people.
Yeah, he'll go
Oh
on
my
and create a
gosh.
bank account for them.
That's impressive.
Yeah, because you can create Chime or Cash App in like 2 minutes.
Interesting.
So that was a shitload of information. And because I didn't have anything booked, I went over time a lot, but I always go over time a lot. So my team was probably expecting it, to be honest. Let me see if there's any good questions in here. Are there any good questions in there, Amanda, I should answer? Let's see. How do you check their health? I mean, I just ask, and then I think I probably answered this already, and then I just pull it. What app for health you can use? If you're with any kind of integrity company, you can use Integrity Connect. If you're not, Insurance Toolkits is pretty decent. And then, just so you're clear, every insurance company has an underwriting guide. You can download them and learn it. If you've been in this business more than 6 months and you don't know basic health underwriting because you don't read underwriting guidelines, you're missing out on a shit ton of money. Hannah, if you're brand new, you're not going to know this stuff, girl. It's okay. But if you've been here 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 2 years, and you don't know underwriting like the back of your hand and or how to find it quick, you open the underwriting guide, you hit Control F and you search cancer or you search the medication. You can look, you can read the guidelines. You know, like
I've been trying to study them.
yeah. It's again, too much too soon will make your head spin. So don't worry about it when you're new. We'll help you. But those of you that have been here for a minute, you should know your shit. Would you explain the app that you check health with? I just did. Really helpful. Where can I get the recording? My team will put it. We're going to email this out along with all the little documents. We'll probably have it out worst case tomorrow, but Reese is kind of a psychopath too, and they already have the email and the documents already ready. They just have to get this, convert it to YouTube, and send it. So it'll come out you'll have it within the next 24 hours. What providers accept Chime, Cash App? Giovanni, can you answer that? Who accepts Chime or Cash App? Because I don't know.
Yeah, AMM, Mutual, Trans AM will take the debit card, I believe, and Aflac and Aetna.
Do you have a form on that or something we can put in the agent thing?
I don't.
Yeah, Amanda or someone, can y'all type that? Whatever you just said. That way we can have it for people. Or just text them if you don't have it. If you didn't catch it.
I'll text them.
Yeah, thank you, bro. All right. Any other questions? Anybody have anything?
I had a question for you, John.
Let me find. Who was that? Who is that?
Wesley.
Oh, I see you. Wesley, what's up, dude? I feel like I know you from somewhere. Where do I know you from?
We've been messaging
DMs?
a little bit on Instagram.
You on Instagram? You the one that just got your license?
Yes, sir.
You just made your first sale? Is that you?
Yes, sir.
Cool. You're the one that responded, heard. I remember that. Cool.
Yes,
I
sir.
like you. I like you. What's up, dude?
Feelings mutual. I was just curious, especially.
What was the question where you said that, by the way? Sorry. Because I like that was your reply. I think it was about how late can you call, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Damn, I'm good. Fuck.
Yeah.
I get a lot of DMs too.
I had some leads come in at like 11. I was like, can I call him? And you said, yeah. I was like, okay.
Yeah. He literally said, how late can they call? I think my answer was, if they apply, I call. I don't remember how I worded it. And his response was, heard. Did you do it?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Did you
They
get like beaten up? All right, there you go.
Didn't pick
you
up,
survived.
but I did call them.
Cool.
My question was, especially, so you said, let's just, in this situation, that pack of 25 that you work.
Yeah,
you're calling
I didn't
them 3
explain that
times.
real well. Yeah, I didn't finish that, did I?
No, but let's just hypothetically, because a lot of people buy in like 25. That's kind of what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
So the triple dial stuff, I'm going to implement, even though it's going to literally, I'm going to hate doing that. But now I don't.
No, you won't. You'll love doing it. I promise you'll love it.
So if one, how many times, like, is it, let's say that one pack of 25 for how many days, like, what's the lifeline look like for you?
Yeah. So 25, take the stack of 25. I call through all of them 3 times in a row. So let's call it $75. I probably don't get to 75 because maybe 5 pick up, 4 tell me to fuck off, and I talk to 1 or book 1. That means I got 20 left, right? Mm-hmm. I flip the stack over and I do it again right after. So the 25, 75 phone calls takes you what? Hour and a half?
Less probably, yeah.
Yeah. So say I start at 7. You wussy start at 8 or 9, whatever it is, whatever, pick your start time. Hour and a half later, you've gone through all 25. Again, 5 pick up, 4 tell you to pound dirt. You talk to have a decent conversation with 1. That gives me 20 that haven't picked up. I immediately call those 20 back, triple dial them again. I go through it again, 5 more pick up, 4 more tell me to pound dirt. I have a decent conversation with 1 more. So I've had decent conversation with 2. I have 15 leads left that haven't picked up. I do it again. Now it's only like 45 minutes or an hour later because I only had 20 this time. So now if I start at 7, then the next one's 8:30. Now I'm doing it by like 9:30. I do it one last time, those 15, same concept, 5 pick up, 4 tell me to pound dirt. I have 1 more good conversation. I have now the 10 left or 15 left. Those just go to the side. The 15 didn't pick up. Whatever it is, the 8, 7 or 13 or whatever that picked up and most told me to fuck off, those go in another pile, probably to another agent. I always have someone call behind me, and then the 3 I talk to. Whatever happens. So if I have multiple, let's say I have 100 leads, I do that with each stack of 25. That first 25 leads, I can probably get 200 to 250 phone calls out of.
It's not fair to say like only calling them in the morning could be like not optimal. Like, are you going to call that same, those 13 you set aside?
Yeah, I'll get
for me, like,
to
I don't got no one to pass them to. So I should call them in the afternoon, at night too.
I mean, it depends how many leads you have. Ideally, you don't have only 25 leads. If you do, that's a problem. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to try to pick which 25 are going to be better in the morning versus the afternoon versus the evening. I'm just going to call people. And I do odds, right? I go, if Vegas put odds on it and I call them 9 times in 2.5 hours, or I spread it out and I call them morning, afternoon, and evening, and I take 14 hours to call them 9 times, which one are they going to put more odds on that I get more answers? I think if I call 9 times in 2.5 hours, I think the odds are going to be higher that I get more pickups. And it's been working for me since 2014, so I keep doing it. So then if I have multiple stacks of 25, I do the same thing again. And the 15 that don't pick up, I put on top of the first 15 that didn't pick up. So now I got 30 that never picked up. Then I do the next stack of 25, same concept. I got 15 more don't pick up. I put it on the same stack. Now I got 45 didn't pick up yet. And I do it again with the next 25. I got 15 more. Now I got 60 didn't pick up. 40 something happened with. Most told me to pound dirt. I had a handful of decent conversations. That's going to be a pretty damn good dial day. You're going to be well over 500 phone calls. Well over.
And you don't believe in dial like specific times. Like you're just 7 to 8.
I mean, if someone fills out morning, afternoon, evening on a thing, I don't even read it. I don't care. I don't care what they say. If some of the leads ask preference time, I don't care. Again, if someone died, would I care what time I called them?
Yeah.
I just don't care. I don't overthink. Overthinking hurts me. So I just think it's probably going to work out. That's just how I think. And I want to get through the leads fast. Speed is important to me. I just want to get through them. And again, if you do that, I promise you, if you do that with 100 leads, you will bang out a day. You will talk to more people than you've ever spoken to in your life. And I know you haven't been doing this a long time, so you may not have anything to reference it to, but you will speak to a shit ton of people.
Yeah.
And you will have a lot of phone calls. And most people in here won't do it. They'll just go back to what they were doing already and what they're comfortable doing, and they're going to stay broke. It's just the plain reality. I love doing these. Most everyone in here won't implement shit.
Yeah. Can I ask one more question?
Yeah, you can. And then I see your hand, Heather. No, you're good. Don't be sorry, bro.
I was really curious about you're transitioning from discovery to application. I mean, like most sales process I've seen are like that quote is the transition. Why are you removing the quote?
Because the quote isn't real.
Yeah.
I can get a real answer if I just flip them.
So what is that transition for you then? Like once you know the why, all that stuff, like How are you just getting them to
hey
do the
Wesley, all right,
application?
so the next step, what we're going to do here is I'm going to get a little bit more personal information about you. That way I can actually pull your medical information and verify we didn't miss anything and get you an actual approval that we can go through numbers, okay? That's it. And I have 40 videos out that show exactly how to do it. Reese can probably put some links in here, but my YouTube has 1 million of them, and I do it live in Discord every day. But that's it. I just tell them what I'm going to do. I just don't go like it. Just don't quote that. Like I don't know where the rules said you have to quote first. That used to be a thing because we used to have to send in stuff manually. Like we used to have to quote people. They'd have to pick a price, and then we would have to send it in and wait 2 or 3 or 4 days or 2 weeks for an answer. That's no longer our world, right? So the heads that have been training on this for decades just kept it the same. It just trickled down. That's just been the way it's been done in insurance. But now you can get an actual answer. You know how frustrating it is for clients when you quote something and they pick it and then they can't have it? And then you got to backtrack and go, whoops, sorry. That game sucks. And I know you haven't been doing this long, but you can see a lot of heads nodding. That shit happens all the fucking time. Most of the time,
felt like it was
because the client's going to tell you they're healthy as shit. And then you're going to quote the best priced option and they're probably not going to get it. So I just don't give it because the quote is just a quote. I don't want to give quotes. I want people to buy insurance. I'm not the quote guy. I am not a quote guy. I am a sell you insurance guy. And I can't sell you insurance if you're not approved.
Hey, John, I wanted to ask you, I know you're
Hold on one sec, Steve. Hold on one sec, buddy. No, you're good. Just hang tight. Does that make sense, Wesley? I told you, not everyone's going to love it. Your trainers are it's weird for people. Dude, it took me like a couple weeks. We were still doing the quote thing in October.
Yeah.
Because that's how we've always done it. And then I ran it through because Giovanni had to teach me how all the damn e-apps work because I haven't done them in 10 years. I'm like, dude, what do I do? I didn't know how shit worked. I didn't know how to log into the carriers 3 months ago. I haven't done it in a decade.
It seems like you're just allowing another step for objections anyways. And so
you 100% are. It causes complete and total chaos. You will miss a shit ton of sales because you quote the wrong product, they pick a price, and now you have to sell them something higher priced. Heather has nodded her head 42 times. I bet it happens to her multiple times a week. It's awful. And then if you got to switch from immediate coverage to GI and you showed pricing, oh, you ain't selling that shit no more. You just ain't selling it no more. You know, and again, I can have underwriting done and approval before you can finish giving quotes and picking a price. I can already be done. You know, and now I don't got to deal with, now I don't have to, you hold all the leverage when you don't give the pricing. The second you give pricing, you lose all leverage. And when you give pricing first, you don't have social. You give pricing and they don't like it, you ain't getting their social, bro. I hold all the cards. You want pricing, you give me social. You don't give me social, you don't get pricing. And they want pricing. I promise you they want pricing because they want insurance. And why give a fake price out? It's not a real price till they're approved. It's just not real. You know?
That's fair. Thank you.
Yep. Go ahead, Steven. What up, insurance agents? If you're looking for a roadmap on how to win in this industry, check out the book I wrote about a year ago, Do More Now, Get Better Later. Check out the reviews here somewhere. My team's putting them on. I'm getting tons of great feedback about all the people it's helped. Appreciate those of y'all that have bought it. Appreciate all the reviews that are going out. If you're new to following me or the industry, check out the book and get it in your hands now. That's all right, Heather. I know. I saw your hand went away. Do you have something on that, Steven? Specific? Is yours on that, Heather? Or something else?
No, I was going to ask you just some questions about working.
Steven, is yours on that specifically still? Or are you changing subjects too?
It's not. I was going to ask.
I'm going to let Heather go first because she's had her hand up for a minute, and I'll get to you. I'll get you next. Go ahead, Heather.
Okay, thank you. Mm-hmm. I just got into your Discord today, so thank you for the access. How many times do you call a lead before you move on? And like, I know, what does that look like with
So-
age leads versus fresh leads?
Yeah, that's changed over the time, right? If I can call a lead 3 times and move on with my life and sell 15 grand a week, I don't need to call a lead 27 times. What do I give a shit? It becomes a time or money thing. Do you sell a lot of insurance? I don't know you. I feel like I know your name, but I don't know you.
I literally just came into your Discord. I mean, I haven't been very active, but
Do you sell a bunch of insurance, or do you only sell a little bit?
I would say I only sell a little bit, about 10,000 a month.
Then you should call the shit out of them. Do you have the money to continue buying new leads every week?
Well, I am at a point right now where I've always purchased age leads, and I'm at a point right now where I want to buy some. I have bought new leads in the past, and I did it way too soon. I didn't know how to work them. I learned that was the wrong thing to do, but now I feel like I'm in a place where I can buy new leads. I don't know where to go.
How much
or where
can
to
you
start.
spend on new leads a week?
I would say like $750 a week starting out.
Then you should do a mix.
2,000.
You should still wait 750 or 2,000. Did you say 2,000?
No, sorry, 750
to 1,000.
To 1,000.
Then you should still have a mix. 1,000 brand new leads, $1,000 for brand new leads isn't going to give you enough people to call to be full time. At $20 a lead, it's only 50. $20 is a lower end brand new lead. It's a cheaper new lead. A final expense type new lead is probably in the ballpark of $20. Some a little less, some a little more, depending on multiple factors. But it only gives you 50 leads a week. That's not going to allow you to be full time, because you're going to, over the course of a week, get 50 means you're going to get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 a day. You just don't have the ability to be full time at that pace. So you don't have a choice but to call more age leads, because you can't get to 40 hours of dial time on 50 leads. So you need more leads. So you're on age, you're probably going to need a couple hundred a week. You call a couple hundred a week, you'll have plenty of people to talk to. So whatever it takes for you to get a couple hundred age leads a week, that's going to be your best thing to do right now. When you start making some money, and we can have a deeper conversation about this. We had one with Adeline today, and we pushed her to get uncomfortable and buy some new leads. But she's been calling the shit out of age leads, and we pushed the shit out of her today. And did you buy them yet, girl? You already bought them?
Yeah.
$1,000.
No.
Total. You added 750.
Well,
780.
yeah.
Yep. You did 1,000 total this week. Yep. Cool.
Over.
So yeah, I don't know much about you, Heather, but I would say, does 50 leads give you the ability to make 40 hours worth of phone calls? I think everyone knows the answer is no, especially if they drip in a little bit at a time, because they're not going to just be 50 magic leads sitting on your desk today. If you get fresh leads, you got to wait for the states you have and the areas you have to fill out the form and come in. So you're going to get one at 8 o'clock, one at 9:30, one at 10:07, one at 2 p.m., one at 7 p.m., one at 9 p.m., one at 2 a.m., one at 4 a.m. You know what I mean? You just don't have the ability to work.
Yeah.
So I would say age leads heavy. When you start having so many age leads that you got plenty of people to call, and you always have someone to call, and there's always more age leads, then supplement with new leads. Does that make sense? So if you got plenty of age leads, you got a shit ton of age leads that you can new to you. They don't have to be brand new. I don't care if they're a year old, 2 years old, 5 years old. I don't give a shit. If they're new to your inbox, if you got plenty of those to call every week, then supplement with new stuff.
Okay.
Because I tell everybody this, new leads don't make you good. If you suck, you still suck with new leads, and it's an expensive education. Meaning if you dropped $1,000 on new leads this week and you got 40 or 50 or however many it gets you, and you made no sales this week, how's that going to make you feel?
Really bad.
Then don't do it.
Yeah.
You ain't ready. You just ain't ready. Make sense?
Yep, absolutely. Thank you.
Steven, what you got, dude?
Yeah, John, I've been joining your Discord the last couple of days.
Hey, what do the signs in the back say? Success. What's that say back there? I have similar ones in my office. Mindset, hustle, success. I have very similar ones, like right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got some banners here too. We're gonna be putting up. But yeah, man, I've been joining the Discord the last couple of days. Last month I had a decent month. This month's kind of slowed down for me. Took a little bit of the new year off. And one thing I see for myself, man, kind of like has been the story since I've been in the business over a year, is even if I have like a good week or a good month, like I'll consistently struggle with losing the battle in the morning. And what I mean by that is like, man, sometimes I'll fucking avoid getting on the phones first thing in the morning. I'll go get coffee. I'll freaking eat some oatmeal, right?
Sure.
I don't like how, because I see you jump in here like 7 a.m. your time, or like 8 a.m., you're on here. What, like, I'm just asking, how would I conquer that like morning? I'm on Pacific time, but like, I don't want to get on the phones, bro, like at 6:30 in the morning. You know what I mean? Like, and talk to Bob and get cussed out by Bob, First,
I hope Reese is bringing me what I want. If they know me that well, I'm going to be fucking excited. Is he really coming down for what I think he's coming down for? I fucking love my team. My team is so fucking good to me. Hold, please. I need like 10 more seconds. I love you, dude. I heard the door open and I'm like, if that motherfucker's bringing me what I want, I just fucking love it. I'm going to send you this, dude. Send me your address and shirt size.
Yeah, no, that's facts, bro. That's facts.
Literally, text, DM me, or get it. We'll put it in here. My team will get it. Literally, send me your shirt size and your address. Gotcha. So swear to God, dude, I don't have a fucking magic answer, dude. Just stop being a little bitch about it. Straight up.
Straight up, yeah.
Just like, do you want more out of life?
Can I get a t-shirt too?
Does that make sense, Steven?
No, that makes perfect sense, bro.
I want it more than you do. And I already got a bunch of money, and I still show up earlier than most, and I'm still on later than most. I'm trying to prove shit to people. I'm trying to be an example to people, not only my agents, but my kids and my family. And I don't know, dude. It's not that has been hard for me in life. But the reason the shirts are there is because that's how I talk to myself. The shirt was made for me. That shirt wasn't made for y'all to buy. That shirt was for me. All the gear, this isn't a Do More one, but like the stuff like that's for me. This ain't a message for y'all. This is literally how I talk to myself. Look at the signs behind you. Take them fucking things off the wall if you don't mean it.
I think, John, an accountability partner helps.
I mean, I'm my own accountability partner. I don't need another grown-ass person to tell me to go to fucking work for my kids.
Yeah, but that's you. Not everybody's like you, John.
Got it. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, so I said I don't know how to answer it. I just tell you how I answer for me. You know what I mean? I don't know how to help everybody else do that.
Yeah.
I just know I was so tired of being broke. I was tired of it. I was so tired of saying no to my kids. I hated saying no. And it's not that I didn't have fears on the phone, but I'm like, what's the alternative? Keep living like you're living? Are you fired up about the way you live now? Are you fired up about how you can be as a provider today? Are you? And if y'all are, that's okay. You don't have to be like me. You don't have to be crazy. You don't have to get on early and stay on late you don't have to. But if you want change, and again, is it helpful to have other people around that are excited and motivated? Hell yeah. But I don't know. I'm pretty self-motivated, especially now after the years and how I've seen it's affected my family and how it's changed how my kids get to live. You know what I mean? Like, we were talking to Maddox last night. He's 14. He's going into high school next year. And they had this little meeting at school last night. And they were giving them they have to do like service hours because they go to a private school. So they have to do like service in the community type hours. They have the opportunity to do this stuff overseas, like in other countries. So like when he's in high school, he has the opportunity to go to like Italy for a thing, Greece for a thing. My son goes to the Dominican Republic every year. He's going to Alaska in a couple months, like just to serve and do things with his friends and school and community. And that shit ain't cheap. But at the same time, it is kind of cheap when you sell $15K a week. It ain't no big deal. You know what I mean? So for me, dude, I was 35 before I figured this shit out. 37, really. I was 35 when I started insurance. I was 35 before I figured it out. I just love to be able to provide at a high level, dude. And I'll be honest, I like being the dude that can be on a 2-hour Zoom and have 60 people listening to him. I like that shit. I like being on a stage, being able to tell people how to get rich. And this dipshit figured it out. I'm nothing special. I just work my face off and I work on getting a little bit better every day. I make a lot of mistakes. I offend people. I frustrate people. I'm not perfect, but I try my ass off to provide for my family and my team. Dude, my team lives well. Amanda's with me 9 years. She makes more money than most of y'all. You know, she makes really good money. She don't make 6 figures. She makes multiple 6 figures. We're trying to get Reese there. He's been with me 2 years. He does a lot of shit. He brings me cool t-shirts where he knows how I think now. I looked backwards and I knew what I wanted. Like that means something to me. I want him to be able to live different for his family when he starts having one. I want that for more than just me. You know, and I'm okay being an example. God or whatever you believe in has put me in a position to where people look at me for advice and feedback and as an example, and I try to set one every day. And I'm not perfect, dude. I promise I'm not on live dials at 6 a.m. every day. That's not real. But I work my face off. And when I was in a position where I had no money, I was always on the phone at 7 a.m. It's just what I had to do. And I didn't get to go to the gym. And now I get to go to the gym. It just is what it is. I can go to the gym first. I can bring Maddox to school first. You know what I mean? I get to do those things first now. I don't typically take my first appointment till 10 a.m. Just being real. I was on this morning at 7:45 because I had a call-in lead and I tried to call it, you know what I mean? But I don't do 7 a.m. anymore. I don't have to. I am on late. I'm more of a late person worker now than I am an early person, because early I go to the gym and take Maddox to school some days and do whatever. But for me, dude, and if you haven't read the book, you can certainly read it and get the full story, because there is a story behind it. Something triggered it in my world, and it was all money. And I just got in a position to where I was like, dude, I don't ever want to have to worry about $1,000 again. Someone needs $1,000 and it freaks you out. I hate that feeling. You go to the grocery store and you buy too many groceries and swipe it and it bounces. Like, I hate that feeling. Having to get coupons to get the Cocoa Puffs half off this week because we like them and I don't have the money. I hated that feeling. Telling my kids I couldn't buy them the cool new baseball bat during Little League because all their friends got it. I hated that feeling. Maddox gets a new bat fucking every 3 months. His friends make fun of him. He has more golf clubs than Tiger Woods. I just don't say no anymore. I just say yes. The fool gets anything. He just gets anything. Am I spoiling him? Yep. Do I remind him that daddy's money runs out at 18 and he better learn how to sell because he has a really big budget? Yes, I do. I tell that fool, daddy's money runs, bro, you better learn how to sell, brother. You like nice stuff. I like my son to be able to take his friends to the country club and take them to lunch and I pay for it. I like Braden to be able to take his buddies golfing and I pay for it. I like that. My wife buys an obnoxious amount of stuff. Ask Amanda, she pays my bills. We get 700 Amazon deliveries a day. Legit. I mean, our credit card bill is obnoxious. You know? But I like that. When my wife bitches about laundry and she's like, I just did laundry yesterday. I just did dishes yesterday and you made a mess. I'm like, I just paid the credit card bill yesterday and you bought more shit. And she goes, got it. And she takes care of the house. That's the relationship we have, though. She's cool as fuck. You know what I mean? When I need something done from Amanda, she gets paid really well. I use it sometimes. Hey, girl, we got a lot going on. I know you got life. I know you got babies. Hey, we need to get this shit done. Why? She gets to fly all around the country, first class, everywhere we travel, plus all the money she makes and the nice hotels we stay in. Why? Dude, she's helped me get rich. You know what I mean? And
John,
so,
are you going to have some place where we can meet at the convention for all of us and you?
I don't have anything planned like a meet and greet for me specifically. I don't feel like I'm that important, but I will be around. I don't have a thing planned though. I let everybody else do those. I show up and say hi. I get pulled in so many directions. I let my team, a lot of my guys, they run all the event. I don't have an event planned at conference, honestly. I'm just kind of going to show up and I'm there for people. I'll be around. I'm not hard to find. But I don't have anything special planned. Okay. I'm there if you need me though. For sure. So that help?
Yeah, I'm gonna find you.
Oh man, that helps a lot, bro. And that's facts. Like you said, you just gotta don't be a little bitch. You know, that's what it really comes down to. Yeah. And yeah, bro. Yeah.
My mentor used to tell me, if you struggle with that, your dreams aren't big enough.
Just as an FYI, when I sold real estate, I was in a coaching program and we had accountability partners and script role play partners, and it really helped.
Yeah, I love it. I didn't mean to offend you, by the way. I just get fired
Oh, you
up
didn't
sometimes.
offend me. You didn't offend me.
Who is that? I don't even know who I'm talking to. I don't see you.
Fernanda Walls.
Oh, I see you on the, you don't got a video on. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I think if you need that, again, everybody's at different stages. So if you need it, just make sure it's someone good that's going to challenge you. Don't have an accountability partner that's going to let you punk out, or someone that's going to bitch, moan, and complain about how bad the leads are with you. Like, you don't want that person. You know what I mean? You want someone that's going to I want someone that's going to push me. You can want whatever you want. You know what I mean? All of you. But like, my advice is it better be someone that's going to push you. But again, if I got to call you to get out of bed, if accountability means me calling you to get you out of bed, I'm out. I tap out. I'm out.
No, we had a set time, like maybe 10 a.m. and we
like a gym partner. Like, I ain't mad at that.
What's your plan for the day, and da-da-da. And then we would roll.
I love
the
it.
accountability partner and the script role play partner does not have to be the same person.
Yeah, I get it. I'm a big fan of live. I'm not a big, again, I think we do some role play coaching stuff on some calls, but we like fixing it live. That's my favorite way to do it. Make people uncomfortable, get on the phones, I'll fix it live. Because the role play, it's like, it is what it is. It's fake. You know, again, it has its place. I'm not mad at it, but I'm a big fan of do it live, we'll fix it live. So, but yeah, keep doing you, girl. If it's working, keep doing it. That's why I say, if it's working, keep doing it. You know, if it's not working, might want to change it. On anything I talk about. If what you're doing is different than what I'm doing, if it's working for you, keep doing it. All I talk about is what works for me. And I'm not saying it's perfect, and I'm definitely not saying it's the only way. I can only share what's worked for me. You know? So hopefully that helps you all. My team wants to go home, I'm sure. So I'm going to shut the hell up. I'm sure we have another one coming up. They probably put a link in there. Maybe it's probably there. If not, johnwetmore.com/events. It's always there. You're all on my email list, so you'll get the next one. Certainly, if you're interested in further coaching, I have some options for you. It's paid. I don't work with everybody, but some people do request it a lot. If you're going to reach out and sign up, just know I'm not free, and I apologize. And if you're going to be like soft about it, please don't apply, because I'm looking for hungry, crazy people to work with, because I don't pick many. But I keep doing these for free because I like helping people, and everything that we do is on Discord and YouTube, and you can get all kinds of shit and content from me for free 99 all the time. So if I can help with anything, let me know. Otherwise, go out and make some changes. Please do things different. Steven, I want you to start tagging me early in the morning when you get on dials. If you get at 7 a.m., bro, tag me. Yo, I'm dialing. That's your version of accountability partner. I'm not going to reach out to you.
Not at all. Not at all. But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So let me know if I can help in any way.
All right, brother.
Thank you, guys. See you.